all of a sudden you're looking at Fothergill getting the 5th or 6th best mid/half back, and it's pretty hard to keep a guy like him who's probably in the top 3 or 4 players at any other club in check, and obviously teams haven't been able to do it.
You hear it happen so often when a team's midfield bats so deep that a player just gets squished out and goes to forward, but you don't hear him dominating as much as sort of he is. He's coming 5th in the league in the goal kicking, so fantastic effort by Fothergill.
I reckon he gets fair rein to just do what he wants. He ends up in a back pocket helping out in defence. He roams the wings, and then he also sneaks forward. So I'm going to be a hard guy to try and keep track of.
So both sides going to their positions at the moment.
Gibbons in the middle, Panda.
I like
to see that.
Michael Gibbons, we know he's played a lot forward when he's played this year, but he's gone straight to the first centre bounce. First game back after injuring his hamstring against the Tigers in round 10. I think he's only played 12 of a possible 35 games in his second year, in the SSNA Ovens and Murray. The umpire holds the footy aloft. First quarter action for A-grade oars and batteries. Here is Scott Montgomery. It's the Panthers and the Pigeons.
As we have Howe and Hannah, two of the best ruckmen in the competition, go at it. Howe wins it down to Gibbons. Quick handball out to Wiley. Pumps it forward for Yarrawonga. Williams versus Spinner. What matchups that's going to be. Ball gets brought to ground. Hallows is in there. Gets dispossessed. Gets flicked out by Fromfelder. Just fumbled back there by Wiley. Found a teammate in Hatton. Doesn't quite take it. Taken off the ball by Hargrave. Bit of a scrap there, and we're going to have a ball up on the far wing. About 80 metres away from the Yarrawonga goal. Probably nearly centre wing, just a little bit towards the boundary on the Velodrome side as it gets tossed up by the umpire. Hannah wins that one down cleanly. Bit scrappy there, no clear clearance. Quickly on the boot there by Newton, the young bushy. He's been good this year for Labby. Ball brought to ground by Irvine for Yarrawonga. Through Tyson, ball gets flicked out. Hargrave turns it over to Wiley. Wiley for Yarrawonga kicks it forward, goes sideways more so. Wheeler gets bumped off it by Hannah. Ball comes to ground. Hannah runs through another one. There'll be a free kick. Yes, definitely a free kick. A little bit crude there, Timmy. Just got to be a little bit more careful when you're the big fella. And it'll be a free kick to Yarrawonga about 80 metres away from goal. Right where the ball up was about 2 minutes ago.
Scott Montgomery for the Old Town and Country Tavern here on 3 and 8. Cloudy old day here at Lavington. Dangerous kick into the middle. Good pressure applied there from the Panthers. The kick was looking for Tyson, and Maccahallows grabs the ball now. Goes out to the Velodrome side wing. Darcy Smith came up and met the ball. Here's Jake O'Brien running onto it for the Panthers. Left foot kicks a bit of a grubber inside forward 50. At ground level, Sanson did well to tap it to the advantage of Sean Driscoll. He's got a lot of speed. Sean gets around 3 tacklers. Hand pass it back to a teammate under pressure. That was Glanville. Driscoll does well. 3-4 efforts. On to Newton. Newton steadies. He almost fell over as he kicked it. It came off Whooper Irvine's head, and it's through for a minor score after all that. Bit of a missed opportunity. Newton just lost his footing at the last minute. Lavington won behind. The Pigeons yet to score. We've played 2 minutes of the Macca's time clock.
And that's a shocker there from empty head Pendergast from fullback. He finally got to a teammate in Morey, but it'll go out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in front of the brand new, lovely looking grandstand here at Lavington Sports Ground. Compared to a picket fence once or twice in its time, but geez, it looks good at the moment.
It does indeed.
There's a few people starting to fill in too, which is what we like to see here at Lavington. The crowd noise will start to really lift as it gets tossed in by the umpire with a fair melee. I love that. Won by Howe, down to Morey on the boot quickly. Gets it around to centre wing. Fothergill interrupted, and the ball comes out in Fromfelder. We'll just see this one over the boundary line. And we'll quickly have a look at the 40-wing stats with Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, really positive stuff for both teams. In a way, Sean Driscoll, 2 early touches on the 40-wing stat sheet. Mark Wiley getting busy with 3 touches as well.
Just make sure your accuracy's all right today, Dan. I know you're distracted. Richmond playing Hawthorn. He'll have the KO up here, and he won't be watching our game as the kick comes forward here from the Panthers. Driscoll was just bumped off it from Gibbons. Sweeping hand pass from Wiley found Willie Wheeler on centre wing. Left foot kick in the direction of Williams. Jostling with Spina. Good fist there from Spina. Williams at ground level. Hand passes to the dangerous Fothergill. Left foot kick to the goal square. Chris Annette's the only one back there for the Panthers. He's got Wilson chasing him. Annette's kick is a nice one out of defence. Maccahallows with pace. Just dropped it a couple of times. Couldn't quite pick it up, but he steadies now. Runs through the middle of the Panthers' ground. And a great intercept mark by Morey for the Pigeons at half back. The Panthers one behind. The Pigeons yet to score. That's on our Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard.
Howe's got the footy now at half back. Goes through the middle of the ground. Misses Wheeler. Gets out the back to Hopper. Hopper quick handball to Annette. Another quick handball, but intercepted there by Fromfelder. A little throw, I reckon, but got it to Wheeler. And Wheeler inside 50. Williams, if you don't mind. What a great intercept. Bailey Fromfelder.
Yeah, a great hit-up lead there to Lee Williams. He doesn't need much space, and he's got the mark there, and that's their 3rd inside 50 for the game, Yarrawonga.
Bit unlucky there, Jono Spinner. I reckon he was trying to get a bit more in a positive position there with his team, probably running it out of defence, and just this missed handball really can cost you.
6 goals last week. He's back in form, Leroy.
He's a machine, is he? As Lee Williams on way now from about 45. He's pretty happy with it. Straight through the middle. The umpire did not have to move. First major to Yarrawonga to Lee Williams. They now lead 1 goal straight to 1 behind Lavington.
Yeah, it's a really good finish there by Lee Williams, and I guess that's it could be the story of the game. They're so good going forward, Yarrawonga, that they had 3 inside 50s. They've already got a mark and a goal, and Lavington have gone forward twice and are yet to capitalise, so that could be the story. We know how good and potent Yarrawonga are going forward. With Mark Wiley there, 3 early touches. Nick Fothergill as well being deadly with 2 early touches, and Gibbons getting his hands on the footy early, Panda.
Sky Burgess, boundary side for Waters. Any of those changes for Lavington confirmed?
Yes, I did speak to the bench and confirm that Charlie Sanson has come in for Luke Garland today.
Alrighty. Darcy Smith running around out there as well. Here's O'Brien from the clearance. He steadies from 30 and misses. Blew an opportunity there for the quick reply from the Panthers. You've got to finish those. Minor score. They go to 2 behinds. Yarrawonga 1, straight 6. And once again, Monty, it's looking like a couple of costly chances here for the Panthers early.
Absolutely it is. It's cost their season, really. As Yarrawonga now try to transition the footy through Wiley. Finds a teammate out wide in Wilson. He's had a ripping year. As Dan Vaccaro said, probably in contention for the Morris medal. Moves on now. Kicks it down the line. He's found a target in Howe. And Timmy Hanna nowhere near him. Looks like he grabbed his back too there, Timmy. Struggling to get through the ground. There might be an injury issue for Sky to look at as Morey now gets moving. He's got Wheeler. He's got no one near him. He just goes short. Unselfish, Willie Wheeler. Finds Lee Williams. Where's close checking there? How did Wheeler find that much space? And Jono Spinner giving it to some teammates up the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a great play by Yarra, being able to switch the ground so productively, and by their great ruckman across, and then Will doesn't miss that opportunity.
Morey just held his width perfectly out here on the wing, made himself available. It was a great kick inboard from Howe, and Wheeler was free at half forward, and here's Leroy for 2 in a minute.
And Lee Williams hasn't he been good. This could be the string wrapped up today if he continues this form as he lines up for number 2 in 2 minutes. Bang, straight through the middle. Again, the umpire does not have to work at all. Lee Williams takes his season tally now to 50 goals. As Yarrawonga are 2 straight, 12 to Lavington, 0-2, 2 behinds, and that's on the Paulie Corner Cafe scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mark Wiley, boys, he's really having his DNA on this contest. He's up to 4 touches on the 40-wing stat sheet. 4 inside 50s to 3 Yarrawonga's way, but the marks inside 50 is the big one, Panda. 2 marks down to Lee Williams as well.
Sky Burgess on the boundary for Waters.
Yes, I've got Tim Hanna down here getting some attention from the trainers. He's just got a pinch in his lower back, but he's getting a rub. He should be fine, but I'll keep an eye on him.
Tell you what, he's a big man, and he's making that bench look very small right in front of you as well, Sky Burgess, as the kick comes forward here from the Pigeons. Clayton Marsh at half back, just a bit fumbly early of the Panthers. Tell you what, put himself under pressure. Intercepted here, Fothergill. He can hand pass it on to Frontfelder. He steadies from 20, dribbles it through for another steel line goal today. Basil loves it. That was lazy play from the Lavington defence, and this is getting ugly early. The Pigeons with 3 straight 18. The Panthers 2 behinds. A wonderful finish there from Frontfelder.
Yeah, what a hot start here by Yarrawonga, and their big names are getting their hand on the footy. Nick Fothergill now, he had a play in that one, and he is up to 3 touches on the 40-wing stat sheet. Mark Wiley's been fantastic, but they're winning it in the cold-face month. They're winning it out of the middle, and they're driving it forward with aggression.
Absolutely, and I think with Timmy Hanna off the ground, Lockie Howe's just gone, thank you very much, here we go. Jack Driscoll, obviously a good forward, but he's not quite as good in the middle. So we go up again in the middle. Driscoll actually gets his hands on that one, straight to Tom Hargrove. It wrapped up straight away. Comes out now. Driscoll boots it off the ground. Oh, Irvine, well done. Gets a chop off. Gives a handball to Gibbons. Gibbons away now. Goes out wide. Kicks it out in front of Coburn. Coburn met well with Brennan. Brennan just sees it over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in front of the Velodrome, about 75 away from Yarrawonga's goal.
Yeah, Mark Wiley, boys, as I mentioned before, he's starting to light up the stat sheet. He's up to the 5 touches on the 40-wing stat sheet. Nick Fothergill 3, and Willie Wheeler has had 4 touches as well, and 2 pivotal ones inside 50.
So if you just joined the broadcast here on 3&E's O&M Live, first quarter action for A-grade oils and batteries, or O&M Optus TV. Lee Williams with 2 dead-eyed dicks, 3 set shots on goal. He's got 2 goals, and Frontfelder with the latest, and the Pigeons lead early. Good play here from the Panthers on the Velodrome side wing. Good pressure applied there from Annette. Comes to the way of the Pigeons. Here's Bruce, sweeping hand pass to Gibbons. He's looking very promising early. Kick down the line. Good work there by big Jack Driscoll to get in the hole. Hand pass it to Butler. Another fumble as he hand passed it back to Driscoll, and the pressure has just been applied here by Wiley and the Pigeons. We've got a ball up at half forward. And as I said, Monty, a couple of fumbles here from the Panthers defence. It's not good in the pressure realm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yarrawonga have definitely turned it up. It's nearly like a final here, the way their forward half putting the pressure on the Lavington defence, and they've got to really step up here, Lavington, as the ball gets tossed up right on the 50-metre arc. Near the old scoreboard there that's been ripped down, and we have a tackle laid by Tommy Hargrave, and we'll have another ball up. I love how we just get these double ball ups and throw-ins all the time.
Rolling mauls.
Just clear it, boys. Come on, get someone in. I know the umpire might want to see that as the ball gets tapped down by Howe, and we're going to have a third in a row, and we've moved about 3 metres towards the boundary, and that's about it, Panda. So you try and get us a clearance, mate.
I'll try.
Because this is really boring footy at the moment.
It is indeed. 3 goals, Yarrawonga, 3 straight, and Leroy. He had a few issues earlier in the year, the middle part of the season, but he's kicking very straight at the moment, and we've got another boundary throw-in on the far side here, the Velodrome side. So the Pigeons 3 straight, 18. Lavington 2 behinds. We've played 9 minutes of the Macca's time clock. That's on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. What's going on in the Richmond-Hawthorn game, Dan?
Hawks up by 12 early days in the first quarter, boys.
Before today, 48-31, Lee Williams.
There you go. Quick kick comes inside 50 once again from the Pigeons. There's a whistle here.
Did anyone?
And a free kick going to
That was interesting.
Andrew Yates, Gussel's man, in defence. Goes short to John Ospina. So Lavington hem right in their own defensive 50 here. Short to McKinlay. They've opened up the broadcast side of the ground here. Marsh goes short to Nick Brennan. He's still at half back, and he goes short here to Billy Glanville. Scott Montgomery for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
As Robbie and Lukey like to say, the trotter. Billy Glanville, got a trotter named after him, been told to play on now at half back. Rolls around on that right and gets it down towards the benches. Harlan flew high, but it comes to ground. Newton overran it, but goes back and gets it. Pops out to Harlan. Harlan just throws on that boot. 1-on-1 onside 50. Sanson versus Pendergast. Pendergast to ground. Darcy Smith, what a crumb. Gets around one tackle. Rolls it on the ground and misses. Another miss for Lavington. They've got chances that he can't quite put on the scoreboard at the moment. And that scoreboard reads 3 behind to Lavington, 3 straight to Yarrawonga. And, of course, that scoreboard's brought to you by Paulie's Corner Cafe.
Sky Burgess, boundary side for Waters. I reckon Adam Schneider almost threw his headset actually down there. He's coaching from the boundary then. He was very frustrated.
There was a few grunts on the sideline, as to be expected. That goal really would have helped him get back in the game.
Coburn, straight down the middle, finds Wiley. Probably 65 from home. The lead, double back lead from Williams to the advantage. One hand, can't grab it up against Spina. Might have been held. Spina did really well. Really well just to rush it through for a rush behind. The first blemish on the board for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. 3-1-19 to Lavington, 3 behinds on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. I reckon the Pigeons, Monty, best transition side on the O&M. They're in defence, all of a sudden they're in attack.
I think that comes through Stevie J's coaching. I think last year they just stayed on the wings a little bit too much, whereas this year they've got it back through the middle a lot, which really opens the ground up.
Yeah, they're playing good footy. Yarrawonga, 8 inside 50s now. Mark Wiley, he's had the 6 touches on the 40-wing stat sheet. And Michael Gibbons has started really hot too, boys. He's up to 5 touches as well.
Kick in from Yates, went to a 1-on-1, and it's being brought to ground. Gibbons, quick handball to Fothergill. Fothergill inside 50, gets a nice little kick, finds from Felder. No, over the back, called out of it. Great grab, and I reckon this might be a 50. Yep, 50-metre penalty against Andrew Yates. No, it was actually Chris Annette, so Cameron Wilson will just go and make this an absolute certainty. It was probably a 70% chance anyway, but now we kick it from the goal line, and tell you what, the way Yarrawonga have started, it's been hot. They're going to have to make some changes here, Lavington.
Yeah, really good mark there by Cam Wilson, and obviously gets the 50.
And pops it through, if you don't mind. That's the 4th for Yarrawonga, 4-1-25. Lavington, 3 straight behinds. And we've gone 13 minutes on the Macca's time clock, and that scoreboard's thanks to Paulie's Corner Cafe.
Yeah, and what a great start here to the first quarter by Yarrawonga. 9 inside 50s they're up to now. But the big damning thing is, too, 4 marks inside 50 as well. So they're going really potent by foot. Lavington aren't making the most of their 4 inside 50s, and it's still low numbers. Sean Driscoll, Ewan McKinlay trying to get involved, but it doesn't match. Michael Gibbons, he's up to 6 touches. Mark Wiley up to 6, and Nick Fothergill up to 5 touches as well. He's been very potent going forward.
Lots of young kids around the Lavington Sports Ground today, which is what you love to see. We've got a big odds kick function in the function centre up here, Monty.
Is that what it is? That's going in there?
That's the nice smelling lasagna next door and the baked potatoes. Stay away, Dan. Here comes the clearance once again from the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Hatton, Wheeler, all combining, and Matt Casey in the middle. His kick, beautifully picked up from Morey at half forward. Gets around one, pumps a left foot kick into the direction again of Wheeler, and Spina gets out the back. Through for a rush behind. That was a penetrating left foot kick there from Logan Morey. So the Pigeons doing all the scoring here. They go to 4-2-26. Lavington just the 3 behinds. We played 13 minutes on the Macca's time clock. That's on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard as Connor Willis does the kick in for Lavington.
And again, he's gone to a short one-on-one, and Logan Morey read it beautifully. Went a little bit behind Billy Glanville there, and Morey, I reckon, will go back and have a shot from about 45, 48 metres out. Slide angle.
Yeah, really poor manning up there by Lavington and unable to work it out of their defence, and Yarrawonga are just too smart there.
I think they're going to have to do something with their kicking because they've been under pressure so far as Morey works his way, kicks it from right on the stripe of the 50-metre arc. And the umpire has a little bit of work to do, goes through for a minor score, takes Yarrawonga to 4-3-27, 3 behinds to Lavington. It's a 24-point margin on the Paulie Corners Cafe scoreboard.
Yeah, inside 50s now, boys. 10 inside 50s, 5 marks to Yarra to Lavington's 4 inside 50s.
Any signs from any of the benches down there, Sky? You're in the Panthers bench. Any worrying signs here at the minute?
No, nothing too worrying. I did keep an eye on Jack Driscoll. He did win that last centre bounce, but he did actually limp away from it. So Lavington are going to be wanting to get Tim Hanna on soon. He is getting strapped up now. Lots of tape being used, so hopefully they can get him back out there.
Yeah, they might run out. It's a big back.
Tyson, he has had back issues too.
He has. Tyson Neander not out there as well. Well picked up from Scott Montgomery, so he might be replaced in that side from Darcy Smith. Who had a good chance to kick the Panthers' first goal here. They're just chipping it across their defensive lines. Spina, still in his own D50.
Oh,
nice kick, risky kick into the middle of the ground looking for Yates. It was a great fist there from Ryan Bruce, and it might just open up here for the Pigeons. Morey, left foot kick into the pocket. Williams marks. He had Spina for trouble. The big Dukes went up, and Williams will go back for goal number 3 from 35 metres out tight angle.
If Yarrawonga haven't won it from the clearance, they've been able to turn the footy over in really poor spots, haven't they, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely. And what a smart kick there from Yarrawonga and just putting it down the throat of Lee Williams. 6 marks inside 50 from 11 entries now on the 40-wing stat sheet.
I didn't mind the aggressive kick from Spina. You could see he was trying to open something up. I know that, Monty. It's got to be on, but just trying something with their ball movement. So Lee Williams for 3 goals in the first quarter. He loves it. The Pigeons are on fire. 5-3, 33. Lee's got 3. All of a sudden, the margin is at 5 goals on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. Danger signs, Sky Burgess for Adam Schneider and the Lavington Panthers.
Yeah, it's not a good start to the game, is it? I just don't really know whether Spina is strong enough to be handling Williams. They might have to change it up and try something else.
Yeah, you're spot on, Sky. And 4 of those marks inside, 4 of the 6 marks inside 50 are from Lee Williams as well. So he's dominating this contest.
I think he might have been on the back foot there trying to chase Lee Williams because he was the one that kicked the ball through the middle and turned it over. So
they don't have a match-up for him at the moment.
No, definitely not. And we're going to have a free kick go to Lavington in the middle of the ground. It's going to go to Huey McKinlay, who will roll around straight away with the centre clearance, pumps it nice and deep. Aiden Cook trying to get to the front, gets it, pushes Irvine out of the way, ball comes to ground. And Ryan Bruce tackled straight away by Darcy Smith. He's at least applying some pressure, Darcy. First game for the year. I like to see that. Yep, thanks, boys. And we'll have a ball.
I was about to say, I think he played one earlier in the year.
Did he?
Yeah, against Myrtleford.
The ball gets pumped out now by Yarrawonga. Quickly there by Tyson. Gets back through the middle of the ground. Lee Williams a long way from home. Jono Spinner first to go back. Still chasing it. Williams gives chase to him. Gives it across to Willis now, who finds Chris Annette. And away go Lavington from halfback.
Yeah, they're just under pressure every instance, the Lavington Panthers. That was a really interesting kick backwards. He's up to the task. His hand pass was intercepted by Williams. This is really sloppy play here from the Panthers. Season on the line. And they're just off by about 5 or 10%. And you can't be off in this competition. Wilson able to get around a tackler. Kick inside 50, looking for Howe resting forward. He wanted a free kick. Good work there by the Lavington defence. They clear through Yates, who showed a little bit of candy, and he kicks to the Velodrome wing.
And it's going to come straight back because he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. And the free kick's going to go to Ryan Bruce, I reckon, on the far side. Yep, he's the one with the footy in hand now. Umpires just trying to work out where the mark is. It's going to be about 90 metres away from Yarrawonga's goal. So we pump him back into attack here, Ryan Bruce. And away they go. Nice little short kick. Wheeler found a bit of space again. Rolled on straight away. Kicks it inside 50. Found it. Oh, well done there. Clayton Marsh, who was heading towards Nick Fothergill. He would have had a shot from that pocket, but Clayton Marsh, great play.
Really breaking this game open here, Yarrawonga. They're up to 13 inside 50s in this contest, and Lavington have only gone forward 5 times, so they're in a lot of trouble, Lavington.
I reckon Jono Spina would be Lavington's leading disposal winner, and he's their full-back.
Ball's been down there a bit.
It has indeed. If you're just joining the broadcast on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard, Yarrawonga 5-3, lead the Panthers 3 behinds, 3 goals to Lee Williams. He might have another chance here because Wiley is just showing a little bit of candy. It's all a little bit too easy at the minute for the Yarrawonga Pigeons midfielders. Ryan Bruce pumps it in really, really long. Williams is there. He gets to the front, but it's knocked through for a minor score. Ultimate pressure being applied on the Lavington defence here from a very impressive Yarrawonga Pigeons outfit. Yarrawonga 5-4-34, Lavington 3 behinds. 31-point lead to the Pigeons. Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, Mark Wiley too, boys. He had a play there going inside forward 50. He's up to the 8 disposals on the 40 wink stat sheet, and Michael Gibbons is up to 6. He's just having a rest at the moment on the bench.
I think you'll have a lot of limited game time, Gibbo, today, just coming back from that hamstring as Butler now gets Lavington Panthers out to the centre wing. Cross comes Howe, big booming fist, gets it down in front. Wheeler first there, but goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in as we go down to Sky Burgess for the Newmarket.
Very strong rotations down here, boys. I've got to say they're moving them through hard and fast from both teams. So it's really good to see those rotations. It's keeping the intensity of the game up.
Yarrawonga have been defeated in the A-grade netball as well, guys. Lavington 53 to Yarrawonga 32. So the Pigeons have finally been defeated. That's a massive win for Lavington.
20 goals?
21 goals. That's a huge win to Lavington in the A-grade netball, all thanks to Ray White Rural. Well done to Ree Harris and, of course, Tamara Matthews bringing you that action. We'll get Dan Vaccaro to go around the ground soon as well for 40 winks in the SSNA Ovens and Murray, round 14. Lovell did well. Reed Clark coming through here for the Pigeons. His hand pass hit the deck, but Robinson was good. He swooped on it. Swooping hand pass here came towards Fothergill. The Panthers are up to the task here. Darcy Smith just jams it on the left foot down the wing. They gained about 20 metres, but it's all Pigeons. Hatton's kick was aggressive into the middle of the ground, and it has been intercepted here by Nick Brennan. He looks forward, and he's only got the one attacking player. It was a horrible kick. It sang a long time in the air there for Morey, and he's able to come across and intercept. Wilson goes short to Einspawn, and he's got numbers at half forward, Monty.
As Einspawn now just goes across the ground, trying to open the ground up again. Finds a teammate in Wheeler. Willie Wheeler plays on quickly to Robinson, gives him a handball out in front. Bounce, gets it back now to Wheeler. He wants to kick it deep inside 50. Hasn't quite got a target that he likes. Finds Einspawn, who kicks it inside 50 to the one-on-one of Spinner versus Williams. What a grab. What a grab. As Sky said earlier, he's been too strong so far, and that was another lesson there to Jono Spinner that this guy you need to get in front of.
Yeah, and Yarrawonga are just working it out of the ground too easy there. They've always got the overlap play, and it's Willie Wheeler's second effort to get 2 disposals there and a beautiful kick inside forward 50. That's their 7th mark from 16 inside 50s this quarter, boys.
Too smart, Lee Williams. Just goes short, finds a leading player. I think it might be
I think it's Basil.
Yeah, Basil Fromfelder. And I'll tell you what, left footer, not too bad on that side of the ground. So smart play there by Lee Williams. Just waited for the leading player. I reckon they've thrown Basil forward today, Pando, which I like to see him changing it up.
He played forward against the Wang Magpies a couple of weeks ago, played in defence against
Plays
the Raiders.
on quickly, snaps around the corner, and he's celebrating. You know that's a goal when Basil's celebrating. He loves a celebration. Kicks the 6th major for Yarrawonga. He's on fire. That's his second. 6-4, 40 to 3 behinds. Lavington Hawley Corner Cafe, and we've gone about 22 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
Yeah, and what a display by Yarrawonga this quarter, boys. 16 inside 50s, 8 marks inside.
Yarrawonga Pigeons.
They're definitely on the showing why they're in the top 3 at the moment. As Williams wanders in, breaks 50, and oof, not one of his better ones. Won't go down as a behind, at least in the season tally. It goes out of bounds on the full. and Ewan McKinlay will bring it back in from the back pocket.
Ewan McKinlay's numbers, Dan?
Ewan McKinlay has had 4 touches this quarter.
So he's going to have 5 here. They're just lacking a little bit of sizzle, I think, the Panthers at the moment. They just look a little bit flat. McKinlay's kick out of defence. Driscoll not able to mark. Good fist came from Howe. Spills out here to Macahellos. His kick found Sean Driscoll. Plays on straight away. Kicks a high one down the Panthers' broadcast wing. Cook worked hard to get to the front position. Did everything well except mark the ball. Dropped it at the last minute. He wrapped up Irvine in a strong tackle, and there's a stoppage on centre wing. The Pigeons 6-4-40. The Panthers 3 behinds. It's 37-point margin. 24 played. Late stages first term.
Here you go, Yarrawonga again through Gibbons. Finds one out the back, heads it towards Wiley. Wiley rolls back into trouble, but finds a teammate in Howe. Howe gets it on the hand straight away and finds Gibbons. Gibbons comes back through 2 Lavington players who didn't know what he was going to do. Gets a handball forward now to Wheeler. Is anyone playing on this man? He's having an absolute field day out there. Feeds it back to Howe. He goes short now. Finds Clark. Reed Clark has been impressive since he come in this senior side for Yarrawonga. Been very good. Rolls around straight away, goes inside 50 towards that man Williams. Brought to ground by Spinner. Gets out the back Marsh. Fumbles, gets it on the boot quickly. Fortuitously gets to Jack Driscoll, who goes sideways, finds a teammate, and it's Macahellos who goes, boys, let's slow down. We've been under the pump for 26 minutes.
Seem to be doing what they want at the moment, the Yarrawonga Pigeons midfield, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, they are. It's almost like a training drill here for Yarrawonga. Their midfield is just absolutely dominating this contest.
Ryan Bruce flew really high. Wiley gets another 40 winks disposal. Back to Hatton. Left foot kick aggressively back into the middle of the ground. Might open up. Fothergill gave away a free kick on Andrew Yates there. Willis took the advantage at a very strange time. Put Glanville under pressure. Butler, he couldn't get around one. Beautiful tackle from Coburn on Yates. He stung him high, as called there by Scott Montgomery for the Old Town and Country Tavern. They need quarter time to the Lavington Panthers. 6-4-40. They trail 3 behinds. 26 minutes played on the Macca's time clock. Around the grounds, Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, we'll quickly go around the grounds, boys. Murderford 14 to Wodonga's 20 at McNamara Reserve. Raiders 15 to North Albury 26. And Wangaratta 14 to Albury's 31 at the Wangaratta Showgrounds.
Another kick that hung in the air, but McKinlay was very good. Gave it to Hopper, who gets it down the ground towards O'Brien. Hatton did well, brought it to ground, but too quick O'Brien. Sells a bit of candy, but gets the handball over the top to a teammate in Hopper. Hopper breaks the 50, gets it inside nice and deep. Sanson versus Pendergast. Pendergast did well, got it to ground, and there's that man. Fothergill. No, Gibbons it is, sorry. Gets it back to Bruce. Bruce goes short to Hatton. And I reckon they might just try and take the time out of this game here because it is very late in this first quarter and the siren's not far away.
Just saw the difference there between the defences, I reckon, Dan. When the Pigeons had the ball, they were just a little bit calmer.
Yep.
They were able to work it out. When the Panthers have had it in defence, they've been under the pump.
They have, and the reason for that is there's been no pressure applied by Lavington at all. Yarrawonga are almost able to walk it out of their defence, Panda.
So Fothergill's won a free kick for a push in the back on Brennan on centre wing. Late stages of this first quarter that's been dominated by the blue and the white. Fothergill kicks to half forward. Butler just edged Casey underneath the football. Wilson went in at ground level. He was met straight away by Yates, who dived over the football. We're going to have a stoppage here in between centre wing and 50 for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. 3 goals to Lee Williams, 2 to Bailey Fronfelder, and a 6-goal opening quarter for the Pigeons.
They've been fantastic as Howe versus Cook. It's going to be a free kick to Cook, a little bit high there. And Aiden Cook will just take, surely, a bit of time off the clock here. As he's got it at half back. Try and find a teammate. He's got one short. It's Sammy Hopper. And Hopper takes the mark, but there goes the siren. What a quarter of footy from the Yarrawonga Pigeons. They have been absolutely fantastic and blitzed Lavington. The scoreboard leads 6-4-40 to Yarrawonga. 3 behinds to Lavington. And they've got to really improve and find something at this quarter-time break to get back in this game, or else that's season done for 2023 for the Lavington Panthers. All the action will wrap up this first quarter after this break on O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
At the Lavington Sports Ground, all one-way traffic. Yarrawonga lead the Panthers by 37 points. A 6-goal opening term, 6-4-40 to Lavington. 3 behinds. Dan Vaccaro, tell us about it on the 40-wing stat sheet. Who were the Optus quarters best?
Oh, look, it was an absolute dominant display by Yarrawonga. I'll tell you what, boys, it's going to be a first for the O&M season. I'm not giving anyone from Lavington Optus quarters best because none of them deserved it.
That's probably fair enough.
Yep, I'm with
It's probably a harsh thing to say, but that was insipid by Lavington that quarter. There was no pressure applied. It was a really, really poor display. They've got to fix it tenfold to have any sort of chance of even just getting themselves back in the contest, boys. But for Yarrawonga, you can take your pick of about 10 blokes, but Gibbons was fantastic. He had 10 touches. Willie Wheeler had the ball in the string for 9, and Mark Wiley was probably mine. He had 12 touches, and he probably pretty much ran that midfield brigade, Panda.
What about the bloke that kicked 3 goals, maybe as well, Monty? He was pretty
I could have kicked 3 that time. The delivery was unreal.
The Yak and
Dander goal kick.
Yeah, the Yak and Dander man. Dan Vaccaro.
You should have seen me, boys. I was unreal.
You would have been unreal. Sky Burgess, of course, is out there as well for Waters. Very long quarter-time break here as the Pigeons finally break away now. Mark Wiley, Stevie J would have been absolutely loving what he saw in that first quarter, Monty.
Absolutely, it would have been. It was fantastic, and that's what you want to bring in a game where Lavington season's on the line, basically. You knew they should have come out early, so you fire your troops up, and the way they responded, Yarrawonga, was fantastic, and probably got to be a little bit disappointed if you're looking from Adam Snyder's point of view.
Sky Burgess, boundary side for Waters, is about to grab the microphone. Sky, what were some of the messages from some of the coaches down there at quarter time? I think you spent a fair bit of time at the Lavington huddle.
Sorry, you were talking to me.
Yes,
I knew that had happened. I just had a technical issue, had to reset it. I was at the Lavington huddle. I did go into the back huddle first of all because I was interested to see what they say, and they kind of spoke about what we touched on, about resetting quicker when they kick the ball out and then quickly getting back to reset on their players because it's just coming in back again too quickly. Just to cover the switch also, I know we've got the Yarrawonga players sitting out on the side a lot too easy, just to cover that switch and leave the spare as far back as possible. And then they just spoke a lot about what this means and get your head back in the game, fight for your mate and fight for it. So it'll be interesting to see if they come out firing.
Well said down there. Sky Burgess, 4 Waters on the boundary. A 37-point margin at quarter time. Season on the line for the Lavington Panthers. They're in 6th position. Plenty to play for as the umpire holds the footy aloft. Second quarter for Wanga Automotor Group. Driscoll jumped high. Ooh. Howe jumped even higher, and Willie Wheeler rode it beautifully and copped a bit of high stuff, and he's won a free kick.
10th touch for Willie Wheeler too on the stat sheet, boys.
Loves playing at Lavington. Ooh. He was unreal in the grand final. Left foot kick, floated forward. Gibbons did really well. Picked up here by Wilson. Was he driven into the back there? He was lucky, Chris Annette, not to give away a free kick. We've got a stoppage inside forward 50 here for Yarrawonga. 40 out from their goal. Not a bad crowd here at Lavington. Love it if that sun came out. Bit of a cloudy day. Umpire throws it up. Beautifully rucked there from Howe. Fothergill always dangerous in these stoppages. Well done there from Wiley, who just broke through a couple of tackles. Fired it out to Wheeler. Left foot kick, goal bound. Going back and taking a mark in the defensive goal square was Adam Butler for the Panthers. His kick hung a long time in the air. Morey came very late. Glanville did very well. His kick was shocking. Turned over by Lee Williams, who snaps on goal. And he missed an opportunity there. Out of bounds. It'll be tossed back into play. 5 metres around from Yarrawonga's goal. The Panthers' defence, once again, Monty, early stages, second term under pressure.
Oh, very shaky. That kick from Adam Butler is a great grab by Glanville to take that, but then the kick from Glanville that hit Lee Williams. Yep. I'd love to see their disposal efficiency today. It's been shocking.
He's one that's got to come into the game, Billy Glanville. He's only had the 4 touches this game as well.
Ball now, Casey wins it from the ruck contest, gives a quick handball to Basil. Basil on the wrong side, but he throws it on the right. You don't see that very often. Basil Frontfelder, thank you very much. Snaps it around the corner on his non-preferred right. Kicks his 3rd for the day and the first for Yarrawonga in this second quarter. Well rode, Basil Frontfelder. If you don't mind that at all, that's the 7th for Yarrawonga. Takes them to 7-4, 46, and only 3 behinds on the C&B truck and bus scoreboard.
Thanks, Monty, and what a display here by Yarrawonga. They've picked up from where they left off in the last quarter, and Baz Frauenfelder, he's just so good in those situations. A beautiful goal, and they've already got the ball camped inside their 50. Wiley, Fothergill, and Wheeler touching the ball early.
He had enough time to push his team out of the way and chuck it on the right boot, which is something I've never seen Basil do. Brilliant finish as Gibbons gets the clearing kick. Wilson just dropped it at half forward. Spills out here to Howe. Too far to bend over for Big Lockie. And Chris Annette plies the tackle there for the Panthers. They need a lift in all facets at the moment.
I love how Stevie J today's gone on. Putting my best 3 players in the middle, and that's Wheeler, Gibbons, Wiley.
Yep.
And they're absolutely dominating.
They are dominating. And here's Wheeler again. Left foot kick inside 50. Williams marks in a pocket he absolutely loves to kick from. Kicked a couple of big goals late in the grand final from this spot last year. Monty, if you remember, he passes it off. And he finds Basil Fronfelder, who will line up for goal number 4, 45 metres out, slight angle.
Yeah, and what a pass there by Lee Williams, doing the team thing, hitting up Bailey Frauenfelder. That is their 11th mark inside 50 from 21 entries as well. So they are just absolutely dominating this contest, and that's why they're such a good team. Lee Williams, lowering the eyes, hitting up a teammate.
Basil playing forward today, and he's just reminding the competition what he can do. Get me out of half-back, Stevie J. I want to kick goals. He lines up, and that is across the face. It stays in play. Casey, right foot snap goal. Extraordinary from Matt Casey. It didn't cross the goal line. He was the first one to react, and he pretty much kicked it on his own in the goal square. That is the Pigeons' 8th goal. Dan Vaccaro, they lead by 49 points.
That is the biggest coach killer I've seen this game. That is a shocking effort there from Lavington. They just had to kill that ball, get it over the line, or at least apply pressure if it comes to ground, Monty.
This is the 4th game I've seen Lavington in the last 3 weeks, including today. I reckon that's the 5th or 6th goal where the ball should have been killed on the goal line and it's come forward and cost them a goal.
That's shocking.
But I'll tell you what, it was a yuck kick by Matty Casey, wasn't it? On the C&B truck and bus, it's 49 scoreboard. It's a 49-point lead to Yarrawonga. As the ball goes up in the middle, here come Lavington. Harlan tries to tap it forward, but gets a lot of pressure from Yarrawonga. One thing their mids are doing today, they are pressuring every time Lavington get the ball, aren't they, Dan?
Yeah, they are. They're absolutely dominating in every facet of this contest so far, Mont.
The ball gets won again. Wheeler gets a handball out to Wiley. Wiley out wide to Morey. Morey lowers the eyes and finds Robinson. Robinson, good little pickup, fell in front of him, gives a handball now to Basil. Basil overruns it, and here come Lavington as they clean it up through Nick Newton, and away they go to centre wing.
Kicks towards Sanson. Here's a bit of space. The first time we've seen all day. Sean Driscoll's got out the back. He's taken 2 bounces. He's run to 40 metres. He's got a player in the goal square. He chips it to him, and it's too much on it. All he had to do was kick the goal, Driscoll, or pass it off to Darcy Smith, who was all alone, and it's through for a minor score. The tail of the Panthers' day. They go to 4 behinds. Yarrawonga 8-4-52 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro, who played 5 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
And if I'm Darcy Smith, I'm having a word to Sean Driscoll there. All he had to do was hit a 20-metre pass over the top, and that's a certain goal for Lavington.
Aidan Cook probably didn't help. He let up at him and got his opponent to be able to put the pressure on Driscoll. But Yarrawonga through a relieving mark from Logan Morey. Move it now to Casey. Casey gives a handball to under pressure Pendergast. He's in a lot of trouble. Gives a handball over the top. Cut off by O'Brien. He tries to get down in space towards Cook. Cook versus Tyson. It's come to the ground. Tyson loses his footing. Here goes Cook. Got no one near him. Sells a bit of candy. Gets it on the boot and kicks Lavington's first goal. 5 minutes into the second quarter. There's the first goal to hit the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard for the Panthers. Takes them to 1-4-10. Yarrawonga now 8-5-53.
The important thing there for Lavington was they were able to get the ball camped in their 50 for a little bit of that quarter, and they were able to conjure up a goal out of nothing, but really, really concerning still for Lavington. Enough of their players aren't getting anywhere near the footy. Ewan McKinley hasn't touched the footy yet this quarter. Bill Glanville's had 4 touches for the game. Tom Hargraves only had the 4 touches for the game as well. So still concerning times for Lavington on the 40-wing stat sheet, boys.
My mistake, it's 8-4, sorry, boys. 52.
Either way, it's all Pigeons
7
at the moment.
goals.
Thought you were about to say all over.
It is all over. It's a 42-point margin.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
On the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Wilson just caught one a little high, and the umpire said, yep, I agree, Panda. And Wilson's going to have another clearance right in the middle of the Lavy Sports Ground. Beautiful kick out wide towards Gibbons. He wants to play on straight away. Thought he got a little bit excited there and was going to steady and have a shot on goal. His kick was smothered by Yatesy. His kick hung a long time in the air. Darcy Smith just got nudged by Hatton, who Sky Burgess grabs his leg and he can't get up.
Yeah, he looks sore in the ankle there. He's trying to man the mark, but he's very sore and sorry as he limps off.
Darcy Smith switches the footy and finds Chris Annette right in the middle of the Lavy Sports Ground.
Hang goes wide to Hanson. Hanson's kicking board, no good. Finds his former Cora teammate, but it gets through him. Harlan throws on the boot. He finds a teammate in Driscoll in the pocket with a lot of space. Throws it on the boot. Kicks the second. 2 in a minute for Lavington. Maybe he's a little comeback on the go here. 2-4-16 Lavington to 8-4-52 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Yeah, thanks, Monton. I guess Yarrow getting a little bit too cute in those last couple of plays. They're starting to leave their men and letting Lavy too easy get out the back. So Stevie J's just got to adjust that for Yarrawonga. Still keep your line, still keep your width, and don't let your men get it free. And he was in 30 metres of space there. Shawnee Driscoll, and a great finish from a good player.
Do you feel Michael Gibbons might have remembered that his hamstrings are only just holding together with a shot from 50? Is probably not the best thing for him on a cool day, Panda?
Yes, probably. That's why he pulled it late. And if you're wondering why it's taking Monty to give the score, taking a while for him to give the score, it's because the sponsorship here flicks very quickly on the scoreboard here at the Lavington Panthers. And maths are not our strong suit here on O&M Live, I can assure you of that.
You just can't read.
No, you can't read. We can't do addition, subtraction. We can't do the basics.
While we wait for this ball to come in, boys, I will just say Tim Hanna has not gone back on since he was injured early in the first quarter, and he's looking very sore and sorry, so I'm starting to worry whether he's even going to go back on. I know he has had some pain relief, so perhaps they're waiting for that to kick in.
He's chatting with Adam Schneider down there on the boundary, and he's doing a few warm-ups, and he's not looking comfortable at all. Meantime, ball on the Velodrome side. In fact, it goes out of bounds for a throw-in between centre wing and half forward here for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. 8-4-52 over Lavington, 2-4-16. 8 minutes played on the Macca's time clock. Second quarter action for Wenger Automotive Group. Hope you're having a great, Dan Vaccaro, Saturday Arvo for the Old Town and Country Tavern. Dan, 40-wink stat sheet.
Oh, well, look, you can just see that Schneider's getting the exact response that they want this quarter at least. They've gone inside 53 times to Yarrawonga's 3.
Morey jams it on the boot, and Fothergill marks unattended inside forward 50, all on his own, and he'll line up for goal number 31 in season 2023.
How can the best small forward in the competition have 40 metres of space around him, boys? It is poor checking by the Lavington fence. And if they spoke about it at quarter time, how they want to try and set up a lot better when the ball comes out, that's just showed right there that they did not listen to each other at the moment, because that was very poor.
He's a star, is Nick Fothergill, and he'll kick from probably 45 metres out directly in front, right on his distance. He sets sail. He gives it all he can. Williams jostling on the goal line. Basil Fronfelder had a flying little kick. I think it's through for a minor score. Once again, danger signs when the ball doesn't go over the line for the Panthers. 8-5-53 Yarrawonga. Lavington 2-4-16. 10 minutes played on the Macca's time clock. That's on the CMV Truck and Bus second quarter scoreboard.
It's Jakey O'Brien goes short, finds Clayton Marsh. Marsh gives it back to O'Brien, but it's another poor handball. Just missed him. I know he had a lot of time to go and get it. That's Lavington's day summed up there. It's a great kick from O'Brien. Gets it out the back, and Shawnee Driscoll takes it on the chest.
Having a great year, Mont.
He's been great his last 8 weeks, I reckon. He's probably a bit quiet the first couple, but I reckon he's been fantastic and really building into it. One of Adam Snyder's favourites, I hear.
He's been good today, boys. He's up to the 8 touch as well, and he looks pretty important going
looks
forward.
Lively.
And Jakey O'Brien's worked very hard to get the next kick now. Right on true centre wing on the velodrome side. Rolls around on that left foot, kicks towards the 50. Big empty head Pendergast comes across with a massive spoil. Golden fist contender right there. It goes over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. About 60 away from the Lavington goals on the far velodrome side here at Lavington Sports Ground, where the scoreboard reads 8-5-53 Yarrawonga 2-4-16 Lavington, and that's on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. And the Macca's time clock reads we're gone nearly 11 minutes.
Pendergast got with you, Scott Montgomery, Dan Vaccaro and Sky Burgess for the Old Town and Country Tavern. Round 14 SSNA Ovens and Murray action as Newton kicks it long inside forward 50. Pendergast went back and spoiled it. Spills down here towards Darcy Smith, who tried to keep it in play, and Ironspawn just played it safely over the boundary line. At least it's going to be tossed back into play 5 metres around from Lavington's goal. And they have kicked the last 2 goals in this ball game through Cook and Driscoll. Dan Vaccaro.
They have, and a lot more positive this quarter with their 4 inside 50s. Yarrawonga only having 3, but they have taken 3 marks inside 50 as well, Yarra. So still potent going forward.
Jake O'Brien swoops on this, snaps goalwood, and I reckon it's across the face from the boundary throw-in. He was in a dangerous position. He got on the boot quickly, and it's across the face for a minor score. 2-5-17 Lavington. Yarrawonga 8-5-53 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Sky Burgess, boundary side for Waters.
They've lost a few of those scoring shots to snapping it from deep in the pocket, haven't they? Might pay to give it a centering kick, I think.
As Wilson now goes back to Pendergast, and Harlan read it well. Chopped it off at the ball. Pendergast is followed up and gets it to Irvine. He gives it back to him. Goes out wide now, and it's Ironspawn versus Hanson. Ironspawn tackled well by Hanson, slung around. Hanson first to get to his feet and feed it backwards towards Butler. Missed him with the handball. Butler back on it, but well done there by Coburn. Just gave a little fist out to Frontfelder. Frontfelder goes inside 50, and Lee Williams lost his footing. And Jono Spinner takes a relieving mark. And they just need to calm down a bit here, the back six. They need to just find the loose man, as Jono Spinner does, and it's Nick Brennan, and just control a bit of footy here, Lavington.
They were going to try and switch it to the broadcast side there, but they've covered the switch beautifully, the Yarrawonga Pigeon zone. They go down the velodrome side. Butler came really late and applied a good little bit of pressure there. Ball at ground level. Players dive on the footy, and we've got a stoppage 70 out from Yarrawonga's goal. 8-5-53 they lead. Lavington 2-5-17. The Pigeons kicking the first 8 goals in this O&M Live contest. Frontfelder with 3. Williams with 3 as well. Spills out here towards McKinlay with pace at half back. Kicks to half forward. Not a great kick. Doing well there was Cook on Tyson. Applied a good tackle on him. Tyson did well to hand pass it back to Hatton. He kicks it out wide towards the velodrome side. Irvine hand passes it to Wilson.
As Wilson plays on quickly and gets it to Gibbons. Gibbons takes a bounce. Got a quick man in Smith chasing him, so he just does a bit of shimmy and shake and gets it inside 50. Nearly fell in the lap of Williams, but Spinner got it. Gives a handball back now towards a teammate in Yates. Yates with a bit of poise. Goes for a kick towards Smith. Smith takes a really good overhead mark. And it'll be a relieving mark there for Lavington. They really needed him to take that one because there was a 2-on-1 out there. And Darcy Smith has been really good, I reckon. I reckon he's showing that he probably should have been playing a bit more senior footy this year.
Yeah, absolutely, Mont. He's actually been really good, and he probably looks almost Lavington's most positive and most lively forward as well for this game.
Around the grounds, looks like Wangaratta are in a bit of strife. Dan Vaccaro, I think, according to our 2-hour broadcast game as well, might be down to only one rotation. Looks like Cal Moore is gone.
And the score of that game, 32-41 in favour of Albury.
Big talking point. Reid concussed, and Waite's gone off with an ankle. Here's Wilson breaking away from the stoppage for the Pigeons. Kicks to half forward. Beautiful mark here by Timmy Lawrence, back in the side this week. Loves his socials, does Timmy.
Bit of a TikTok man, isn't he?
He is. 50 metres out, centre half forward, kicking towards Basil. He's got 2 Panthers to beat. Does well to force it to ground level. McKinlay helping out his defence. Working hard on that Velodrome side wing. Goes short and finds Jake O'Brien in those bright orange boots. He's at half-back. The Pigeons are under the pump still. 2-5-17. Yarrawonga 8-5-53 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Had absolutely nothing to kick it to. Bombed it down the line, and Ryan Bruce took an uncontested mark there. Goes inboard to Casey. Casey goes inboard again to Lovell. Right in the true centre of the ground. Goes inside 50 now towards Robinson. Robinson did a spin and another spin to try and find that footy. Ended up taking it on the chest. It was a beautiful kick from Lovell. And Will Robinson will have a set shot from about 45 out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a beautiful kick there from Lovell. But the manning up in the midfield is a massive problem. They had about 2 options, Yarrawonga, going forward, and they were just able to dink one over the top of 2 Lavington players, and now an easy mark going forward.
Even just the kick from O'Brien, when a slow play, he shouldn't be able to kick it to two opposition players and no one around him. So in comes Robinson now, hits the boot, looks good, looks true. If it's got the distance, no, starts to fade and punch through. They really insert himself a little bit in this game with those aerial contests, and I think Lavington needing to do that a little bit more and help out Jono Spinner back there.
Yeah, absolutely right. And what a really good quarter here by Lavington. They have come back better. They're up to 5 inside 50s, but Yarrawonga 7 inside 50s and 5 marks as well inside their forward 50, and they're just dominating this display.
Sky Burgess, much happening down on the benches?
No, it's nice and quiet at the moment. No extra injuries to report and no rotations going at the moment.
Clayton Marsh switches the footy to the Velodrome side. This is Sam Hopper. Goes really short. His kick hung a long time in the air. They've done that a lot today for Newton. He was crunched by Ryan Bruce. Made him hurt that, but he took the mark in the end, Nick Newton. The kick was lazy as well. Maybe he's still hurt as Scott Montgomery walks away. Trying to bite off a little bit more than he can chew there was Clayton Marsh, and he's been pinged holding the ball.
He got that boot, didn't he?
I thought he
kicked that.
I thought he kicked that, and Marsh is saying that to the umpire indeed.
Stiff.
Bit stiff. Meantime, Yarrawonga have it at half forward. Wilson is a dangerous player. 65 from home. Wiley says, Cam, get it in there. He goes out towards Casey. He marks at half forward. And if anyone can probably get the distance here, it is Matt Casey. He's probably just a bit too far out to score. Lead in the pocket is a beautiful one from Fronfelder, who marks 10 metres out in front of his direct opponent, who's Nick Newton. Scott Montgomery for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
Come from the far side there, Basil. It was a great leading pattern. He was out the far side, come through the traffic in the goal square and lost Nick Newton in that traffic. And it was a great kick from Casey out in front on the lead. Laces out. You don't mind that at all if you're going to receive that as a forward.
He's already kicked 1 goal from running around tight in the pocket. He's going to kick in front of the grandstand. Left foot snap. That is shelling peas, isn't it, for Fronfelder? No, it doesn't get there in the end. He'll be dirty on that.
He celebrated too. He had the finger out, didn't he?
Started celebrating, our man, the celebrator, Fronfelder. He's only got the 3 goals, 1 now. Still looking very dangerous. It's through for a minor score. The Pigeons 8-7. Lavington 2-5. CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. 17 played. Dan Vaccaro on the Macca's time clock.
Yeah, absolutely. And really good footy here from Yarrawonga. They've gone inside forward 50 8 times this quarter for 7 marks inside 50 as well. So extremely potent from Yarrawonga on the 40-wing stat sheet.
That's where Spinner gets it, kicks it wide, goes to Hallows. Hallows pushes back. Lavy just trying to control the game here. They just need to hold on to the footy, find the easy target, just control it as Hallow plays on, goes towards the middle of the ground, gets over the back, and Casey, uncontested again, takes the mark, and just goes straight back inside 50 to the one-on-one between Williams and Spinner. Gets out the back. Brennan just kicks it as high as he can, like an NFL punter, just going for airtime than distance, and it falls in the lap of Ryan Bruce.
Cookie just overran that one. Bruce goes short to Whooper Irvine. Kicks into the pocket, the direction of Spinner and Williams. They both fell over. Gets out the back here. Hopper. He's been tackled straight away by Fothergill. Brought down right in front of his defensive goal. It's going to be tossed back up 10 metres out from the Pigeons' goal. Still lead by 38 points. The Panthers have stemmed the bleeding, though. They've kicked the last 2 goals. Toss back up. Williams doing the ruck work. Cook just tries to clear it as far as he can. He jams it on the boot, and it's always dangerous. Oh, I thought Morey marked that one.
I think it was touched off the boot.
Okay,
yeah.
Must have been touched because Morey was going to line up and set sail from 40 out. Ball up again, 40 out in front of Yarrawonga's goal. They lead by 38, Mon.
Ball goes up now. Contest between Casey and Cook. Just shoveled out by Cook. Just on the ground still. O'Brien really clean there. Glanville gets a handball out the top now to Hallows. Hallows on the boot. Goes a worm burner to Newton. Well, nice little pick up, but there's no one forward to the footy except Ned Pendergast. So he takes 2 bounces, 3 bounces. Nick Newton, keep running, son. Goes short now, finds a target in Driscoll just inside the 50. Might be a little bit too far out to score. He's panning his eyes. Needs to try on a teammate. Goes short again, finds Smith in a very awkward position. He's about 45 out. Nearly on the boundary in that far pocket.
It was a wonderful shepherd from Darcy Smith just to hold off the Yarrawonga player and allowed Nick Newton just to keep running down the far side there, who spot up his teammate beautifully, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was their first mark inside 50 for the whole entire game, Lavington, and now they're up to 2. So really, really struggling times here for Lavy.
It was really smart use of footy by Newton to go short there. He could have blazed away, but didn't. As Smith on his way now. He's the one's going to do it. It's probably him in the Lavington side, but no. Out of bounds on the full from a very difficult angle. But there's the difference right there. Yarrawonga have had 4 shots in footy 4 times in positions like that, and they've found that target inside 50, whereas Lavington had to have a shot, and it's a very difficult one to kick down.
Yeah, absolutely right. And we will just go quickly around the grounds as well. At McNamara Reserve, it's Murderford 21 to Wodonga's 34. Wodonga Raiders 30 to North Albury 35. That he's getting very close. Panthers are starting to sweat. And the other game as well at the Wangaratta Showgrounds, it's Wangaratta 32 to Albury 6-5, 41.
Gibbons is sweating in his own defensive 50 there. Wasn't a great exiting kick, and Hanson marks. Good intercept play there by the Panthers. He's pushed far up the ground. He goes inside 50. Smith! In fact, it was Harlan, actually. He got very high there. Almost marked that one. Brought it to ground level. Stoppage inside 50 for the Panthers. 20 out from their goal. Looks like Harlan might be playing forward today, Mott.
Yeah, he's been forward most of the day, and I like that. He's good in the air, and he's a nice kick of the footy. So if they can get it in his hands, that'd be what Lavington need.
21 played, second term. Free kick and a whistle here. It's a free kick here to the Panthers. And it's going to go the way, I think, of Aiden Cook.
Yeah, a little bit high in the ruck contest there, Panda.
Yeah.
So.
Kick one of their only 2 goals. Dan Vaccaro for 40 Winks.
Yeah, for sure. And another free kick there. They're getting a little bit of the rub of the green, and 8 free kicks to 5 Lavington. But yeah, they've got a really good opportunity here to just peg that margin back a touch, Monty.
And Lockie Howe just wanders back onto the ground in no great rush, is he there, boys? He's just walking out there.
It's a Sunday stroll for Howie. So Aiden Cook will line up for goal number 2. Tight in the pocket. Drop punt is on the way. And it's across the face through from minor score. 2 goals, 6. You have to kick these goals. 2 goals, 6, 18 Lavington. Yarrawonga 8-7-55. Played 21 minutes. Macca's time clock. That's on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Second term, Monty, for Wang Motor Group.
As big net empty head Pendergast goes long. Brennan takes a good grab. Both players probably had hands on at the same time, but Brennan held on to it for longer. So Brennan now for Lavington, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But Brennan rolls around on that right foot. Goes inside 50 again. Butler's wandered down from the defence. And a great spoil from Matty Casey. They've been really good here. They've stood up when the ball's come in nice and long, and they've really put the Lavington Panthers under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right there. And look, Lavington are starting to play a little bit more positive. They've gone inside 50 7 times this quarter, and Jake O'Brien's been Lavy's best player this quarter as well. He's up to 7 touches on the 40-wing stat sheet.
4 of them kick-ins, of course, Dan. Don't forget that one as the ball comes down now. Willie Wheeler gets the crumb, kicks it on the boot. Timmy Lawrence in front, first to move. We really like seeing that from a forward. Just going to slow it down a little bit here. Wait for his forwards to get back into position as they're right up the ground. Goes sidewise and finds Ryan Bruce, who goes short and finds Irvine. Irvine, he's starting to work his way into becoming a good Ovens and Murray footballer, I reckon. He's a bit slow start his first couple of games, but really starting to play some good footy. Who found Wiley. He then goes back inside to Bruce, who's working hard from half back. Bruce now will try and... I reckon he's going to try and go down the line. Goes short. It's not a great kick, but he's found Iceborne and fell short. Nice little throw there from Jackie Harlan. Gets it to Yates, who throws a nice little check side. Ball falls to the ground, and Jakey O'Brien gets it just inside 50. Can't pick it up. Lovell comes over. On. O'Brien keeps it alive and taps it back inboard. Bruce first. Ball comes to ground. Oh, tackle from Lovell. A little bit high on McKinlay. And McKinlay, I reckon, will go back and have a shot, and he'll fancy himself from here.
He's got the leg, don't you reckon, Dan?
Absolutely,
he does.
Long
range goals this year.
He's a great finisher. He knows where the goals are, and he's had a quiet game for his standards so far. Ewan McKinley's only had the 3 touches this quarter. He had the 5 in the first, so he's got to really put authority on this contest here and just kick a goal, and he's got the distance in him, boys.
I'm going to try and arc around just a little bit on that right boot. Try and just swing it back in. Ewan, he was quite impressive last week for Lavington getting the player of the day on O&M Live. As he comes in now, Kit sends it on its way, looking pretty good. He did arc around and straight through the middle, if you don't mind. Ewan McKinley kicks 3 in a row for Lavington. And they go to 3-6-24. 8-7-55 is Yarrawonga, and that is on the CMB truck and bus scoreboard.
A beautiful finish there by Ewan McKinlay, and Lavington just slowly pegging back the margin. They've gone inside 58 times, and they've had only 2 marks inside 50. Jake O'Brien had a really good hand in that play there going forward. He's up to 7 touches this quarter, and he's up to 13 for the game. Shawnee Driscoll, Ewan McKinlay, and Tom Hargrave getting involved this quarter early as well. And they've been able to nullify the influence of some of their midfielders, Yarrawonga. Mark Wiley had 12 touches in the first quarter, only had 3 this quarter as well, so they're putting a little bit of time into him as well, boys.
First goal in 17 minutes of football. Fair to say we needed one here at the Lavington Sports Ground.
Stale, Panda.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit of toing and froing from mine. Is that a good call?
Yeah, I think you're right. As you said, 17 minutes, long time for you to go.
I don't have many good calls, so I'll stand by it. In the middle of the ground, Glanville flicks it over the top to McKinlay, who jams it on the boot, and the Panthers go forward once again. Cookie overran the football, spills out the back here to Ryan Bruce. Stood tall, coming through with pace here was Macahallows. I'm feeling just a little lift from Lavington here, boys.
They've been good. It looks like the midfield's starting to just grind their way back into it. Dan, what do the 40 Wings tell us?
Yeah, the midfield are definitely starting to get on top here. And as I said, they're starting to nullify certain players from Yarrawonga, like Mark Wiley. Nick Fothergill's only touched the ball twice this quarter as well. So they're winning the footy themselves, but they're making those guys be quiet as well.
Clayton Marsh kicks it on the boot, back inside forward 50. Pack forms out the back here. Couple of Pigeons fly. Pendergast was brought down by a good tackle from Cookie. Lovell at ground level. Harlan picks it up. Left foot snap. It's across the face. He should have finished that once again from the Lavington Panthers. Through for a minor score. 3-7-25. Yarrawonga 8-7-55. The margin back to 5 goals. But Sky Burgess, they are owning a bit of territory in this second quarter.
It's much better effort from Lavie, isn't it? Like you guys touched on, they've really nullified that midfield. They just need to pick up on the basics. Like a few times, Yarrawonga have just had players free where they shouldn't, and I think they'll be right back in the game.
Casey dumps it quickly inside 50. Ball falls to the ground. Logan Morey throws on the left boot. On a snap. Oh, it curled a little bit too much. Through for a minor score.
Just quickly too, boys. Adam Schneider could not get any closer to the ground. He's Pep Guardiola in the Premier League soccer at the moment. Look how close he is to the boundary line.
What a poor kick there from Billy Granville. Turnover, Lee Williams, well done. Cam Wilson throws it on the boot. What a play, Lee Williams chopping that one off. And Cam Wilson gets another one on the board. That's their 9th goal, Yarrawonga, and snaps a run of 3 for Lavington. And not exactly what Adam Snyder wanted. 27 minutes gone in the second quarter. A short little crappy kick like that, boys.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the siren's just gone and it's half time. So Wilson has literally had the last kick of the half, his second goal, and it's through for a major with probably 10 seconds to go. That is a coach killer. That has just killed whatever momentum that Lavington were brewing. Adam Schneider is marching straight to his defenders. He's walked straight out on the ground. He's giving them a bit of a clap, which is what you like to see. 3-7-25 Lavington, Yarrawonga 9-8-62. The margin's 37 points on O&M Live. Our halftime show for 40 Winks on the other side of this. 3N's O&M Live. Remember, on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Clear.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half time at the Lavington Sports Ground. It's been all blue and white. The Yarrawonga Pigeons would be very happy after a scintillating first half of footy. They lead the Lavington Panthers 9-8-62 to the Lavy Panthers 3-8-26. Blake Panderescott with you, Scott Montgomery, Sky Burgess down there on the boundary, and Dan Vaccaro as well for 40 winks. For all Lavington's, I wouldn't say dominance, I'd say for their hard work in that second quarter, they trimmed the quarter time margin, Monty, by 1 point.
Yep, and we spoke about that off air, didn't we? Like, they worked so hard there and looked so good for probably
10 minutes.
20?
Yep.
Probably 20 minutes, I reckon.
Minutes, yep.
The first 5 was probably Yarrawonga's and then the last 2 or 3, but I thought in between, Lavington were clearly the better side for that quarter, and as we said, they only trimmed the margin by 1 point, which is really disappointing. You know, they've kicked 3 goals 5 that quarter. So there's the difference right there. They just don't hit the scoreboard when they need to, and yeah, that is to get reward for effort, which is really deflating for their side. And to give up that goal right on the halftime siren, I'd be pulling my hair out if I was Adam Snyder.
Dan Vaccaro, who was the Optus quarter's best in that second quarter. What's the 40-wing stat sheet telling us as well?
Well, the 40-wing stat sheet, and I'll touch on that first, is telling us that Yarrawonga now, the reason why they're winning the game is simply just the sheer inside 50s and the marks inside 50 as well. They're so potent going forward. It helps when you have the best full forward in the league, but they've taken 16 marks inside 50. And
16 marks inside in a half.
In a half of footy, and they've had 30 inside 50s to Lavington 17 for 2 marks. So that's where the game is obviously having one at the moment. Look, there's some been really good players. Mark Wiley was fantastic at the first quarter, but credit to Lavington, they nullified him to only 3 touches in that quarter. Nick Fothergill, the same. He had 7 in the first and only touched the ball twice. So Lavington are doing a lot of work to get those players quiet. Cam Wilson for that quarter was brilliant for Yarrawonga. He's really up there in the Optus quarter's best. And I thought Jake O'Brien was really good. I know he had kickouts, but his work around the footy as well was really, really positive. And I really like Darcy's game as well. Darcy Smith, I think he's been really good. It definitely doesn't look like a player that's struggling to get into that starting 22. He looks to be their most deadliest forward at the moment, Panda.
And the big story to come out of this game, we spoke about it beforehand, the ruck duel between Lockie Howe and Tim Hanna and Sky Burgess. You've been down on the boundary, and we haven't seen much of Timmy Hanna.
Yeah, it lasted about 5 minutes, didn't it? He come off with a back injury, was complaining to the trainer of just a pinching in the lower back. They were trying to get him back out there. He's warming up, taped up, but he just was in a lot of discomfort. They tried some pain relief and and he's now left the bench, I'm assuming, to go and have a shower and call it a day.
Yeah, disappointing because that was such a pivotal part and contest coming into this entire game.
Well, as soon as he went off the ground, didn't the midfield get rolling for Yarrawonga? Probably through the tap work of Lockie Howe. No offence to Jack Driscoll, but he's just not the same class as what Lockie Howe is, and just can't provide the same service. And those three midfielders we spoke about in that first quarter of Wheeler, Wiley, and Gibbons were just unbelievable. And then you throw Fothergill and Wilson, Cam Wilson, who rolled through there. It's just 5 or 6 deep that are all genuine A-graders, and then they got the A-grade ruckman as well. It's just, you'd love to be Stevie J with those magnets on your board.
Sorry, Dan, how have you found the half of Michael Gibbons? I thought he has looked really good out there, started the game strongly, and he's working his way into the contest.
He is, and you hit the nail on the head with he's working his way into the contest. It's scary to think that I still think playing with himself a little bit, and that's really scary to think. So he's had a fantastic half. He's had the 15 disposals, and I reckon every single one of those disposals has been sheer class, except for the one he took off the kick when he decided last minute not to go for 50. But
how many of them were in the second quarter?
So the second quarter, Michael Gibbons had 5. He had 10 in the first.
I was just thinking
heavy-handed,
and as you're coming back from injury too, he's going to fluctuate in games, just getting back to the rhythm. So he might have a really good third quarter and a poor fourth, but that's going to happen for the next 3 or 4 weeks until he finds that continuity and works out what he can do and how long, because he come off at the 3-minute mark of that second quarter. So they've got to work out what he can do, what he can get through, and then just reload him, basically.
For sure. And Stevie J, the only responsibility he'd be given to Michael Gibbons now is get through games. Do what you need to do, get your kicks right. And he's been perfect. He's been using the ball great, and he's getting through the game so far.
3 goals to Bailey Fronfelder. He's been fantastic playing forward today. We know he's spent a lot of time at half-back this year and, arguably one of the best rebounding defenders. But he's got 3 maters today. Lee Williams kicked 3 goals, all in the opening quarter, and singles to Cam Wilson. Cam Wilson's kicked the 2 goals, I think. Sorry, Scotty.
Yep.
So
missed that last one, did you?
I did indeed.
13-2, Cam Wilson this game. He's been good.
He's been fantastic. Cam Wilson with the 2 goals and then a single to Matt Casey while for the Panthers. Only the 3 goals, 3 separate goal kickers. Ewan McKinley's got one of those. Aidan Cook's got the other. Shawnee Driscoll, who started very positively, has the other goal as well.
Probably should have kicked another one too. He was running into goal, nearly open goal, and Aidan Cook just led at him and brought his opponent up and was able to influence the kick of Shawnee Driscoll to then kick it over the top rather than just kicking through the footy. So that's probably another one they probably rue. But as we spoke about, just their goal kicking's not quite up to scratch, and it hasn't been all year. They've only had 2 games where they kick more than 50%. And that's just not good enough, and you're not going to win many games of footy doing that.
Yeah, you're spot on, Mons. And I think that a bit of the elephant in the room is the fact that they are crying out for a big forward, Lavy. You saw them go forward so many times, and they're literally just relying on blokes like even Shawnee Driscoll or Darcy Smith to get the ball out the back. But the fact is that their leading goal kicker this year is Ewan McKinley, who's a midfielder who's kicked 13 goals. I think that is their biggest improvement, and that's their biggest target in the off-season. They need a big forward.
They thought they had one 5 weeks out. They had Peaches, Hayden Johnson sign, and then obviously got a job opportunity in Melbourne, so the travel wasn't going to be able to work for him, obviously on the Werribee list as well. But he committed to Lavington as his second club, and they had to let him go because of the opportunity he got down there, which they'd be really disappointed at because they look at their season now, and that's probably the one thing that's really cost them, not having that key forward when they thought all pre-season they were going to have one.
You're talking about costing them as well. Their goal line defence really needs to lift. I know it's sort of a joke when we joke about it probably 3 weeks ago. But right now, that is actually a serious problem. Yarrawonga probably should have kicked 3 or 4 goals that half from just the balls dropping short and Lavington not defending.
What are you noticing down on the ground, on ground level, Sky? I mean, the midfield of Yarrawonga, especially in that opening quarter, they've just been fantastic. They almost did exactly as they wanted out there, didn't they?
Yeah, I think for me the difference in this game is the depth in the squad. Like, Yarrawonga just have that many stars that can do their job and do it well. Like, Lavy don't have enough depth of players to be clogging all those holes. They definitely lifted in that second quarter. But I think also, like you were just touching on, is a big thing. Like, you shouldn't be letting players mark on the goal line like that and not punching through, and silly things like that have really let them down. So lack of depth and discipline for me, for Labby, has really let them down.
And they were very flat in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and they've been chasing their tail. I mean, if you are 5% off in this competition, I've been strong on it all year, you'll just get rolled.
Especially
or you'll
Yarra.
get mauled in the opening sort of 20 or 30 minutes, and especially against the top 3 sides, Monty.
Well, I think the way Yarra come out, they knew that Lavington, they should have been up for this because this is their season on the line right now. They win today, it's game right on. But the way they come out was just that little bit off, and Yarra were really up for it and just went bang. They really blew them out of the water. They kicked 3 in the first 7 minutes and 4 in the first 15. So it it was game over nearly by then. They just were on top with the clearances around the grounds. They were just moving the footy a lot better too.
Yeah, and I think just on a spectator point of view, I think I love watching Yarrawonga's midfield move better than any other team. I just love watching Mark Wiley play. He almost is a bit like a Scott Pendlebury, the way he moves in traffic. And he's just been able to he almost looks like he's almost walking pace at times. And Gibbons as well was doing it so many times in that first quarter where he's walking out by about 3 blokes and he was literally just in 50% sort of pace at the moment. But yeah, their midfield is so good to watch.
We'll go around the grounds really quickly for 40 winks as well, guys. A massive game, obviously, on 2AY. Wangaratta, Albury, our other broadcast game. Wangaratta 6-3-39, trailing the Albury Tigers 8-5-53. Hearing as well, Dan, that there's a few injury concerns at the Magpies.
Is there?
Yes. That's where you are. You've been reading the WhatsApp group.
Oh, no.
In fact, you know what? He hasn't been because he's been watching Richmond Hawthorn the whole time on the app.
That is.
I do have a question because you said earlier Calmore is gone.
Yeah.
What did he do?
That's
there was no
question.
Specification, was there, on what kind of injury it was?
I'm just going off off our R&M Live WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And Gus McLeod has Morgan Grossman on one leg. So it must be a couple of injuries.
Oh, there it is. It's in the WhatsApp group.
He's been too busy watching Richmond Hawthorn.
No, you know what it is. The only one not on his phone at work.
That's exactly right. Thanks, Sky. Thanks for that.
No, he's on his phone. He's just got KO on watching
the
Hawks.
He's watching the Hawks.
Just on that too. Hawks getting it done.
Myrtleford 3-3-21 against Wodonga 6-4-40. So Wodonga in control there in half-time at Birrelea Park. The Raiders 4-6-30. North Albury 7-5-47. So 17-point leaders are North Albury. Got the Oz kickers out here, Monty. And I tell you what, they got a big Oz kick function here at half-time as well, led by the crew here. We love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing Lavington to do well is they run their Oz kick pretty well from all reports, and they've always got a lot of numbers, and to have a function up here and get the parents around it and the young families is great. And my good mate Elviger out there just rolling around being an umpire. He probably could have been an umpire back in the day. He definitely used to talk to him enough when he played at Lavington. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And some of the kids are bloody good. They'd be better than you now, I reckon.
Coming from you, Dan. Come on.
Wow.
Where's this come from, Dan?
Wow.
You're right, though. You are right, though. I'm very ordinary, and these kids would be a lot better.
They'd be able to throw your physique around very
Last time I was here, may have actually got a couple of disposals on the twos, but anyway. A-grade netball results.
Had 4 players and you got second best.
14. A-grade netball results. The Raiders defeated North Albury 54-43. Myrtleford with a big win over Wodonga 75-44. Wangaratta 52-37 winners over Albury. But the big talking point, Lavington's 21-goal win over Yarrawonga, undefeated 53 goals to 32. Sky, wow.
Wow. I don't think anyone did our netball staff pick that one. That might have shocked a few people, I think.
Indeed. So the champions have finally been knocked off, eh?
Yep, it's good to see. It means it opens it right up.
Well, no one likes to go through a season undefeated.
The loss they needed, you reckon, Sky?
Yes, trust me. We've lost many a flags going through undefeated, and it's as much as you try not to let it get to you, I don't know. There's something about the bad juju.
Half-time done and dusted. Let's take a break. Third quarter action on the other side of this. It's the Pigeons and the Panthers on R&M Live. And remember, you won't miss a thing.
Clear.
Thank you. Yeah.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
But that's okay here on R&M Live. It's the Pigeons, 9-8-62, leading Lavington 3-7-25. We've only played about 25 seconds. Nick Fothergill lining up for a set shot on goal. Copped a high free kick inside forward 50.
Bit sloppy from Lavington defence again.
It was, and Fothergill is walking in. Lines up, 40 metres out, slide angle. He likes it, and that's a hot start from the Pigeons early here at the Lavy Sports Ground. Third quarter's only gone 50 seconds. And they started the third quarter like they started the first, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, absolutely, Panda, and that's exactly what the start they needed. Nick Fothergill, a dead-eyed dick in front of goals, and he's been really good today. He's up to the 8th touch, and he's kicked a couple of goals as well. So really positive signs for Yarrawonga early.
Not a great start for Lavington there. Giving away that free kick, and Nick Fothergill kicks truly. Takes Yarrawonga to 10-8-68. Lavington 3-7-25 on the Harvey Norman betting time scoreboard, and we've gone about a minute 20 on the Macca's time clock. As the umpire throws it up, Lockie Howe wins the tap. It's straight down to the opposing ruckman in Driscoll. Gets the ball smothered. Wiley, how good has this man been today? Gets another clearance. Just chips it over top in front of Coburn. Coburn uses his wheels and gets moving. Gives a handball to Gibbons. Inside 50. Gibbons goes short. Looking for Casey. It's going to fall just in front of him. Casey ducks under a tackle from Butler. Ducks under another tackle from Hopper, and he's going to be pinged. Three guys finally got him, and Sammy Hopper will get the free kick in the back pocket for Lavington, and he goes short to Hargrave.
Hargrave, his numbers, please, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, he's had a quiet day, Hargrave. This is only his 7th touch for the game.
Being quelled beautifully by a in-form Yarrawonga midfield. His kick, dangerous one, straight down the middle of his defensive 50. Finds Yatesy. His kick towards the broadcast wing. Glanville had to fly over the top of Wheeler. Comes out here to Sam Hopper. Right foot kick down the line. Charlie Sanson. Oh, that was a bit sloppy. Allowed the ball just to bounce over his head. And Ned Pendergast sees it over the boundary line. It'll get thrown back into play. Probably 80 out from Lavington's goal. Just been between their attacking 50 and centre wing here at the Lavington Sports Ground. Scott Montgomery for the Old Town and Country Tavern is the Pigeons by 43.
Ball gets tossed in there in front of the brand new grandstand here. Tapped down beautifully by Howe to Wheeler. What a combination that is. Just gets it on the boot. Out in front of Williams. Well done, Spinner. This clears a path through a net. And net gets back there for Lavington. Kicks it sideways towards Willis. Willis can't take the mark. And Coburn smartly just taps towards the boundary. Knew he probably didn't have the leg speed on Willis. and just takes it over the boundary line. As we head down to the boundary line for Sky Burgess, thanks to Waters.
I hope you don't ask me to watch too much, boys. This Yarrawonga bench is absolutely taking up.
There's 15 coaches
Yes, my whole eyesight.
They're all wearing pretty pink as well.
Show your authority, Scott. Just push in front of them.
Tell
them to sit down.
So Howe did really well just to nudge Driscoll under the footy, and that is one of the best kicks you will see inside 50
Did he
for
mean
the
it?
entire year. I'm going to say he did.
He
that
absolutely
was
meant it,
very
boys.
clever from Lockie Howe, who took it out of the ruck, Dan, and just on the right outside part of his foot, just spot up Wilson.
Absolutely, and he's the most skillful ruckman in the competition.
Any
Lockie
other
Howe.
ruckman, I
He's
wouldn't pay it, but I'll
fantastic.
pay it for Lockie Howe.
Thank you.
Great call, Dan.
So Cam Wilson lining up for goal number 3. Will kick from 46 metres. He is a goal-kicking midfield machine, is Cam Wilson. That's his 3rd goal, and that is his 16th goal of the year. He's also averaging 23 disposals and 4.8 clearances. He is an absolute superstar. A wonderful finish from the Pigeons. They've come out hot here early, Dan. They've kicked the first 2 goals of the third term.
They sure have. Panda, and just a fantastic finish there by Cam Wilson. You just said it before. 15 touches, 2 goals for the man. He's one of the best midfielders in the league.
3 goals.
Kicked 3, sorry. So he's one of the best midfielders in the league, along with Mark Wiley, Gibbons. They're all playing their part, and Willie Wheeler.
Yeah, Willie Wheeler. I thought you were going to miss him, but it's been a great start. So 11-8-74 Yarrawonga, 3-7-25 Lavington on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. As Yarrawonga, there's that man Wheeler, goes inside 50 again. Yeah, I thought it was a great spell there from Spinner, but he's being paid ping for holding the man, and Lee Williams will go back and have a set shot. And this will be, if he puts this one through, 3 goals in 5 minutes, and what a hot start for this third quarter for Yarrawonga.
Definitely, pardon me, not what the Panthers... there was the sour patch molly. Just upset my diaphragm a little bit here.
Anyway, I'll take it away. Lee Williams starts moving in, has a set shot from about 35 out and liked it off the boot, started clapping straight away. He has 4. It's his first since the first quarter, and that takes him to 52 for the year. Yarrawonga started hot.
Yep, they absolutely have. And Lee Williams, he's just dominating this competition, and he continues it today. And Panda just can't stomach the sour worms, boys. His 40-kilo frame just can't stomach
a little bit
lollies.
spicy for me there, a little bit spicy.
Do you reckon mayo spicy, Panda?
This is pulling of the highest order on O&M Live.
Do I need to come back up there, boys?
Sky,
Jesus.
I might need to swap with you. I'm getting teamed up here.
Sweet chili sauce is too spicy for Panda.
It is. I don't even like mild salsa. Yarrawonga 12-8-80. Lavington 3-7-25 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. Early stages of this third quarter. Dominating still from the Pigeons. Wiley sweeps a hand pass out to Ryan Bruce at clean bowling. McKinlay flicks it over to Driscoll, who runs, steadies from 30, chips a goal. The Panthers with a great reply. Driscoll's got 2. The one they needed. They go to 4-7-31. Yarrawonga, they are on 80, and that's on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. Dan?
Yeah, good reply by Lavington to win it out of the midfield, and a really good finish there by Sean Driscoll, who has been probably one of Lavington's best plays in the second half of this season. He's just been fantastic, and he moves to 9 touches today. I think he has kicked a couple of goals too, Sean Driscoll, 2 goals as well on the scoreboard. And then just if you do want to score up, I don't know how interested you are, but Hawthorn are doing it over the Tigers. 81-49 in the third quarter, so it's looking good here for the boys.
It's good for the Bombers. That's all I can say.
Absolutely.
Not much is good for the Bombers at the moment.
As we look at the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard, it reads a 49-point lead to Yarrawonga. 6.5 minutes on the Macca's time clock into this third quarter. Howe just grabs it out of the ruck and goes, I'm going to get it on my boot myself, and kicks it forward. Joe Hansen gets pushed out of the way, goes to ground, ball falls to Fothergill. Fothergill feeds it back to Wiley. Wiley takes on Glanville, turns back inboard, goes back outside, gets around on that right foot, and just a tumble punt. How does this man find space? Willie Wheeler, best at it, kicks it inside 50, finds another man who finds a lot of space in Fothergill, but just over the top, just overcooked that quick kick there, Willie Wheeler. But geez, his work rate is unbelievable. It's second to none, the way he finds holes like that.
Well, Willie Wheeler's work rate was great, but Nick Fothergill as well. He had the follow-up kick 2 times before that. So just Yarrawonga's midfielder, the best hard-working midfielder in the comp for mine.
Boundary throw in, 20 metres around from Yarrawonga's goal. They've started this third quarter like they started the first. 3 goals in 5 minutes. They lead by 49 points. Howe, beautiful ruck, tap to the advantage. Wheeler off the ground, soccer style. Sam Kerr. She can't do it at the moment with the calf. Matilda's fever. Dan Vaccaro. It's through for a minor score. Lavington.
What game's that? What do they play?
Oh, here we go.
Come on, Monty. The pessimist of us all. Lavington 4-7-31. Yarrawonga 12-9-81 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. We've played 7 minutes on the Macca's time clock. Third quarter for STY medals. Mont?
as Jakey O'Brien played on and finds a teammate in Yates. Yates called to play on now by the umpire. He goes sideways and he's missed the target again. This is Lavington's biggest downfall today. Missed Marsh by a good 5 or 10 metres. Gets over the back, Fothergill over the footy now. Gets pressured by Marsh. And if Lavington hit these targets coming out of the back six, they'd be able to get it inside 50 a bit more often, but they just keep turning them over, Dan.
Absolutely right. And just an update on Adam Schneider as well. He's awfully close to that boundary line again, boys. He's almost on the ground.
Great tap there. Handball by Wiley. Kick by Fothergill to the top of the goal square. Lawrence leads it back, but Brennan gets a hand on it. Lawrence picks it up on the goal line. Tackled and dispossessed. He might have been slung without the footy. But the umpire says, nope. That's a rush behind, boys. We'll pay that one to Yarrawonga. 12-10-82, 4-7-31 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard, and we've gone 8.5 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
And they've got the ball camped inside their 50 at the start of this quarter, Yarra. They're doing a really good job at doing it. So 6 inside 50s for them and 2 marks on the 40-wing stat sheet to Lavington's 1 inside 50.
Has the view improved any down there, Sky Burgess?
No,
for Waters?
can you see me trying to arm off
Tell
my chair?
Gibbo to sit down.
I'm leaning forward. Hey, priority, you know what I mean? I think I can peek over the top.
Oh, the high roller, Sky.
Sky Bo Burgess. Charlie Sanson, his first mark of the day. Good to see him on the footy. Goes short to Aiden Cook. Comes out really wide. Right half back, it's Nick Brennan. Wants to come inboard aggressively, and he's missed his man Yates. And here come the Pigeons. Fronfelder, he can steady from 60. Loads up on that left foot for goal number 4 from Basil.
And loves it.
Look at him point to the grandstand and say, look at me, boys. Basil will make you pay. A horrible kick from Brennan, and the Pigeons have done it all day. That's 4 for Bailey Fronfelder.
It's been the story all day that Lavington's effort was there after quarter time, but their skill level just isn't. And Yarrawonga are probably the best team in the comp, boys, and they make you pay at every half opportunity they get. And Bailey Fronfelder, he's the best at it, boys. He's a fantastic footballer. And how many has he kicked now? He's kicked 3 goals, 4 for Bailey Fronfelder.
Have you been listening to any of the call?
I don't think he's listened to any of it.
Because I just...
He kicked his fourth goal.
Driscoll before, he's kicked his second goal, and Dan keeps questioning. Anyway, 88-31, the Harvey Norman betting score.
Lockie Howe, great tap again to that man Wheeler. Wheeler finds Gibbons with a handball. Gibbons kicks it inside 50 towards the 1-on-1 of Spinner and Williams. Brought to ground, and Connor Willis will just rush this one through for another behind. Takes Yarrawonga to 89. Lavington sit on 31 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. And Jakey O'Brien's going to come up for another touchdown. But, of course, don't forget it's a kick-in.
Kane Corns over here.
Kane Corns.
They all count, don't they, Dan?
They don't. You're not champion data. Don't give it to him.
So O'Brien will go short. How many has he had by curiosity, Dan?
Jakey O'Brien has had 14 touches, boys.
So Haaland camped right in his own D50. So not the start that the Pigeons would have wanted after half-time. They got themselves back into the contest in that second quarter. 4-1 in the early stages still this third quarter. Glanville marks. He goes short to Jake O'Brien. Darcy Smith running wide broadcast side. Ignores him. Wanted to come inboard to Glanville. Ignores him as well.
Great use.
Aiden Cook leads into a pocket of space. He's been pretty good, Cookie, today.
He's had to play that second ruck roll today now that Timmy Hanna's out, so it's probably something he wasn't planning on doing.
Good kick down the line, finds Driscoll. He marks on the paint of 50. Broadcast side. It's a pretty flooded attacking 50 for the Panthers. Lead comes from Hargrave. In fact, it was Haaland, ignores that. So he kicks it long. Lockie Howe camping back for the Pigeons. It falls short. Take your pick. Ryan Bruce floats in and takes an intercept mark. No set up to their attacking 50 in this third quarter for STY Metals. Monty?
I have a feeling that headset of Adam Snyder's in a fair bit of danger of ending up in the centre circle the way he ripped it off his head then. But Kyle Tyson with a relieving kick out, a defensive 50 for Yarrawonga, finds Wiley. Wiley with a nice little kick down to Coburn. Coburn led Yates to the ball there. Kicks it short, but, Chris Annette, great spoil. Gets it down to Hanson. Hanson, a quick handball there. Gets over the top to McKinlay. McKinlay with a bit of speed. Tackle Einspawn. Just held on for dear life. Got it over to Driscoll. He gets tackled again. Another great tackle from Jared Hatton. Great tackle pressure there from the Yarrawonga Pigeons. And they will have a ball up, about 45 out. Slide in the Lavington half. And I reckon if Lockie Howe hasn't been close to best on today, I don't know who is.
Cam Wilson, 3 goals. How many touches, Dan?
15 touches for Cam Wilson.
It's been close as Hargrave gets a kick away towards the goal square. Hopper flew high. Well done, empty head Pendergast. Got a hand pass to Ryan Bruce, and he's been under the pump here. Good crunching tackle there from Hopper. Here's Driscoll pouncing, bananaing, and kicking it out in the full almost. In fact, it stays in play. It goes to the other attacking pocket, if you don't mind. Charlie Sanson weaves through a bit of traffic, snaps, and kicks a goal.
Joey Hanson.
Sorry, it's Joe Hanson. Well done, Monty. Picked up out there for the Old Town and Country Tavern. A great finish there from Joe Hanson And it's through for Lavington's 5th goal of the day.
Yeah, fantastic finish there by the former Corowa player, Joey Hansen, and Lavington just able to get one against the tie, but the game is effectively all over Yarrawonga. Just been a little bit too cute there in defence, and Lavi were able to capitalise. It is now 8 inside 50s to Lavington's 3. Jake O'Brien's been good this quarter. He's up to 4 touches, 15 for the game. And Tommy Hargrave, he's got his hands on the football 4 times this quarter, and that brings him to 10 for the day.
That kick from Shawnee Driscoll was a bit of an ugly one. It went the wrong way, but Joey Hansen, with all class, was able to finish it. As we see a 52-point lead to Yarrawonga on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. As the ball goes up now, Nick Newton, I like that move, built him in the middle, goes backwards towards his teammate in Hargrave. Hargrave kicks it around the corner, out on true centre wing on the far side. Ball comes to ground, Nick Newton again, gets it on the boot, gets it inside 50. Pendergast read it really well. Fumbled the footy, gets back on it, bit of dancing around Charlie Sanson. Great pressure from the young fella Sanson. The ball goes over the line in the forward pocket as we head down to the boundary to Sky for Waters.
It's really kind of fizzling away. It's hard to watch. Isn't Lavi are really trying their best, but I just don't think that they're manning up Yarra well enough. They seem to be Yarra players everywhere, and like you said, they're just weaving through traffic, winning that contest. Lavi really need to pull something out of the bag here.
Yeah, you're spot on, Sky. They're 5 metres off their opponent. Their work rate is nowhere near Yarrawonga's, and that's why they're the best team in the comp.
Casey won a free kick in the ruck contest. Defensive 50. Velodrome side. He's a big, long kick. Kicks to a big pack. Williams applies pressure, and it spills out the back. It'll get tossed back into play by the young boundary umpire on the Velodrome side, Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Will Wheeler, boys, he's continuing his great work on the 40 wink stat sheet. He's up to 20 touches for the day. I think he's been probably the most influential midfielder, Mont, along with Cam Wilson.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? And just that tap work from Howe, down to him every time. And then also Wiley's been great in there as well.
We'll go around the ground soon for 40 winks, and I'm not talking about a Richmond Hawthorn score, please, Dan Vaccaro, as a Driscoll taps it down and then does well at ground level. Tumbles a kick to half forward. There's 3 Pigeons and 1 Panther there. Hopper did okay. Spills out the back here to the left foot of Harlan, who kicks a high one. That's going to bring rain. Cookie did well, and Tyson missed it. Driscoll soccers it through for a minor score. Both players didn't want the pill. That was a weird old contest. Lavington through for a point. 5-8-38. Yarrawonga 13-11-89 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. Third quarter for STY medals. Monty?
And Pendergast doesn't waste any time. Comes long to Urquhart. Urquhart moves it very quickly too. Goes inboard towards Wilson. Cam Wilson's been fantastic today. He's kicked the 3. He's taken his total to 15 for the year. Goes sideways now towards the boundary. Finds Jared Hatton, a former teammate at Cora, these two. And that would have done that many times at the John Ford Oval. Hatton now in front of the Lavington bench. Pumps it long towards the 50. Comes down, Brennan, great spoil over the top, but it falls to 3 Yarra players. Robinson, quick handball to Wheeler and tackled straight away by Harlan, and we're going to have a boundary throw up. A ball up, right on centre wing here, on this near side, right in front of the Yarrawonga bench.
And we'll just quickly go around the grounds for 40 winks. So it is McNamara Reserve 21 to Wodonga's 40, and Wodonga Raiders 30 to North Albury 63, and Wangaratta 41 plays Albury 66.
Cam Wilson and Robinson combine. Robinson hand passes it to Michael Gibbons. Left foot kick. Beautiful little tap on there from Williams. Tied up against the boundary. Eventually it goes out in front of the scoreboard here at Lavington. The Lavington 2 city end of the ground. Yarrawonga with 24 scoring shots to the Panthers 13 as Stevie J just addresses his charges down there. He's out the window, not liking something. That's what a good coach does.
He said to me at Albury that it's just easier for me to yell from here than trying to get a runner out there, which he's probably got a point.
Beautiful ruck work from Lockie Howe out the back of the contest to Gibbons. Urquhart's kick was smothered. Basil there, left foot kick on goal. Out the back, easy as you like. Casey goal. All alone on the goal square. It just got over the back of Adam Butler there, and Casey, he was presented in the goal square for an easy finish for the Pigeons. Margin has blown back out. Dan Vaccaro to 58 points.
Yeah, what a great team they can watch, Yarrawonga. They've just been fantastic going in 50 this game. They're up to 9 inside 50s for 39 for the whole entire game, and they've had 20 marks inside 50 as well. So that is just amazing potency going forward. Mark Wiley's at 3 touches this quarter. He's up to the 19 for the game. And Willie Wheeler, who's probably been best on for mine, he's up to 20 disposals, Mont.
Yeah. We're gonna have a hard task at the end of the game picking our Waters player of the day, aren't we? You think it's Wheeler. I think it's Wilson. You think it's Howe.
There's been some great players. But Gibbons again. Howe straight down that man's Gibbons' throat. Goes inside 50. Jono Spinner, well read. Just got back off Williams there and a really good mark. Really needed that one then. Because otherwise they were going to be all under the pump again, Lavington.
And just a bit of news coming out of Wangaratta Showgrounds. Wangaratta down to 17 men. Yet to find out who's the next one out.
Wow, they're struggling. So Spinner goes short to Butler. Butler will push back. They just need to control the footy a little bit here. Going to go short to Marsh. It looks like they're trying to control it now. Goes short again towards Yates. Fromfelder gets up on him quickly. Mans the mark really well. Yates decides to go back the other side and finds Brennan. They got an overlap here. They got a couple out. And the first one in that overlap is Willis. Willis can keep going there if he can find a teammate. Gives a handball to McKinlay. Oh, poor handball. Turnover. And I reckon it's going to be a free kick to Morey, is it? No. Yep, there it is. Too high. Yep, Morey's going to be a free kick. Willis just a little bit aggressive with that one while he had his head over the footy.
So Logan Morey, who started pretty well like all of his other teammates as well for the Pigeons. Left foot kick, 9 irons into the pocket. Pack forms, spills out the back here to Yates at ground level. He's under pressure. Did well to get around the Frauenfelder tackle. McKinlay tight in his own defensive pocket. No one to kick to. Ryan Bruce surely was impeded there by Nick Newton. Left foot kick for the Panthers down the Velodrome side wing. Driscoll out the back of the contest as well. He pops it over the top to space. Was looking for Haaland, but Ned Pendergast came off his own defensive line and intercepted for the Pigeons.
What a read by Pendergast. Bruce now kicks it inside 50. Over the back goes Gibbons. Nope, we're going to be a free kick to Brennan. I think it might have been a push in the back. Might have been a little bit excessive there with the jump without touching the footy from Will Robinson. So it'd be a free kick to Brennan. Right on defensive 50.
Free kick count, boys. 9-6 in favour of Lavington as well.
15 for the day.
That's not bad. I
That's
don't mind
pretty good.
that.
I don't mind that either.
For a game,
they've let a bit go today, which has been great.
But umpiring's been absolutely fantastic.
Yep, they've been fantastic. Brennan, it's a bit of a wobbler and it falls in the lap of Wheeler but can't take the mark. On now go Lavington though. Wheeler's first back on it. Ball gets brought to ground by Tommy Hargrave. And we're going to have a ball up. Nope. Yes, we are. It's hard to hear the whistle sometimes over that far side, isn't it? It doesn't quite come the effects mic like you'd hope. As we're going to have a ball up right on nearly true centre wing on the far Velodrome side here at Lavington Sports Ground.
Sky Burgess, also Dan Vaccaro, Scott Montgomery and Panda Escott with you for the Old Town and Country Tavern. Here, round 14, SSNA Ovens and Murray action as Wheeler goes inside forward 50 again. Good fist there from Brennan over the top. Fothergill at ground level. Look at him just lining up the Pigeons. Wilson sets fire for goal number 4. He's a star, Cam Wilson. 4 goals and another major to Yarrawonga. They've got their 15th goal. Wow, Dan Vaccaro, what sort of game is Cam Wilson having?
An unbelievable one, boys. He's up to 19 touches for the day and he's kicked 4 goals. What a value it is that your midfielder can go forward and kick goals. And they've got a couple of them, Yarrawonga. They've got Nick Fothergill as well, who has had a hand in that play, and they're just so good going forward. They rarely miss a target inside the 50 as well, and what a fantastic day out he's having. 13 inside 50s for the quarter as well, Yarrawonga, and 4 marks inside 50 this quarter.
15-11, 101 Yarrawonga to Lavington, 5-8-38. STY medals third quarter. That's on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard, Mon.
I might change who's best on, boys. I reckon it might be Cam Wilson now.
There you go. 2 versus 1. Sky, you agree?
Across, there's Wilson, gets another handball, put him down for another 40 winks right there. Same for Mark Wiley, who kicks it forward. And a great ball from Nick Brennan. And I tell you what, Sky, down there, anything happening down there for Waters?
No, not really, to be honest. Gibbo is getting a rub. Sorry, I should say Michael Gibbons for Yarrawonga is getting a rub. Just trying to maintain him. He has spent a bit of time on the bench, so now he's getting a rub. A few boys getting checked up, and no serious injuries that it looks like.
I love the way they've managed him today, Michael Gibbons. Yeah. He's had little bursts. He's done what he's had to do, and he's come off, and it's
been better him going in the middle, I think. He can stay at that higher pace a lot longer, and he's come off for his breaks rather than sit forward and have to stop-start so much.
Hargrave's kick. Wasn't able to find Haaland. Morey on the wing. Kicks it into the pocket. Casey came from the back of the pack. And here come their own D50. Macahallows switches out to the Velodrome side. Reed Clark up against Hopper. Hopper was never in the right position to take that mark. And Reed Clark intercepts for the Pigeons. Timing's everything in footy at times, Monty. And he was a late in versus the Albury Tigers. And he's kept his spot for the 3rd game in a row now. I think he played 3 games back in 2015 and a couple in 2018. He spent a bit of time at Rennie, and like I said, timing's everything. He might find himself in a premiership side at the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to get in at the right time and then do enough to keep your spots. So you still are really blowing up the premiership favouritism for Yarrawonga today. You said the best team in the comp 3 times. You said he's going to have a premiership medal.
I said he could find himself in a premiership side, and that is a realistic chance, Monty.
It is, but at the moment they're looking like a premiership side here. As we look over at the scoreboard, 15-11, 101 to 5-8-38 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard.
So are Dan Vaccaro's Hawks as well. He's talking September.
36 points now, boys. Look out. Still mathematically possible for
Ball goes inside 50 from Ironspawn. Lawrence brings it to ground. Lavington just jump on it there. Willis, good tackle. And the ball, we're going to have a ball up. 35
Who's
out.
your premiership favourite for old Fence Cinnamont over there?
I've said Wayne day one, so I'm going to stay with Wang. But
the team that are losing Albury.
Yeah, 17 men, they'll still be going pretty well.
Anyway,
Wiley gets the clearance, gives the handball towards Williams. Williams held on without it, but the umpire says play on. Ball comes in now to Lawrence. Wiley gives the handball back to Einspawn. Einspawn gets it on the boot, but Newton gets a hand in the way. Macahallows with his speed gets it and tries to kick it out in space towards... It looks like it was Driscoll, but no, Morey gets back and helps. Joey Hansen off the ground, but there's only Yarrawonga players, and away they go again.
Howe sweeps a hand pass to Wilson, who was crunched by McKinlay. Wheeler inside forward 50 to the pocket. Out there in front of Robinson, who gets a hand pass to Fothergill. Left foot snap is goal bound. Casey out the back flies high. He's got two Panthers to beat. Brings it to ground level. Casey taps it back in towards the goal square. Hargrave there helping out the Panthers' defence. Driscoll just tries to clear it as far as he can, and it goes over the boundary line. Still just an attacking 50 here for Yarrawonga in front of the scoreboard, which reads 15-11-101 to Lavington 5-8-38. Toss back in 50 around from Yarrawonga's goal. That's on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. 23 minutes played on the Macca's time clock. Dan Vaccaro.
Absolutely. 16 inside 50s for Yarrawonga this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
They are dominating with possession at the moment, and the ball comes down to Yates. Yates gets tackled straight away by Wheeler.
Do you almost pull Gibbons off at this time?
Nah. Well, he actually just came back on then.
Yeah. No, you give him another probably 10 minutes. 10 minutes in the last, and then you pull him off, put him on ice. So as Lavington get the clearing kick, Harlan takes the mark and plays on quickly to handball. Irvine intercepted, gets it to Urquhart. Urquhart to Wheeler, gets it on the boot, back inside 50. Back, really good mark there. Well read. Jack Driscoll, and that's what they haven't had a lot of on today. They haven't taken too many intercept marks. Yarrawonga have been very damaging with their use inside 50.
So Driscoll playing as a bit of a spare man in defence at the minute, and in the ruck as well. He's had to do it pretty much for the majority of the day. Big developing story here. Tim Hanna out with a back injury. Did it in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, and they've been behind ever since. Willis not able to mark on the far velodrome side wing, and look at the Pigeons repel. Inside forward 50 with Lawrence's interesting kick, looking for Williams up against Yates, and then Brennan just no pressure, as you heard from Stevie J down there, then just ran it over the boundary line for a point.
If he gets he's not in the AFL anymore, I think, Stevie.
Exactly right. Yarrawonga 15-12-102. Lavington 5-8-38 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. Sky Burgess, much happening down there for Waters on the boundary?
No, you guys have already picked up on it. Michael Gibbons has just gone back off, and your man Cam Wilson's come off for a break, so he'll be having a breather now. Let's see if he can keep up those stats when he goes back on.
Just telling him what need treatment for leather poisoning the way he's gone today. So as the ball comes out from the back six, Willis, what a pickup. Great pickup from the young fella from Lavington. Found a teammate in Hargrave, and that's a beautiful kick from the captain. Finds Cook, and then he's just got a knee in the back of the head. I think it's Jared Hatton, who always seems to be the guy that just cops something like that. As the ball goes inside 50 now. Driscoll, he's the man you want, running towards goal. What a tackle. Ned Pendergast been fantastic back there. Handball falls to Darcy Smith. Bang, kicks a goal. Lavington's third for the quarter, seventh for the game. And Darcy Smith, he looks lively when he's forward.
Yeah, Darcy Smith's been probably the most dangerous player all day going forward, boys. He's been really fantastic. And Shawnee Driscoll as well, he's been great. I feel like his 11 touches don't do him justice. I think he's been really good for Lavington. And that's their fifth inside 50 for the quarter. Only 22 for the game, their inside 50 count. And Yarrawonga have had 47 inside 50. So that is a huge differential. And that says the story on the scoreboard, Mont.
Hey, Sky, a bit happening down there on the boundary for Waters.
Yeah, Jared Hatton came straight off after that contest. He obviously knew he wasn't right. He did actually try to run to the Lavy bench, so I'd say he's got quite a hard knock to the head, and he's also got blood pouring out his nose, so he's getting some attention now.
I think he may have missed a couple of games. Was it last year or start of this year with concussion as well? So no doubt they'll treat that very seriously, the Yarrawonga Pigeons medical staff. Newton with pace. Runs to half forward, hand pass it to Driscoll. He's also got pace, set sail on goal. It's working its way back beautifully. I thought it almost made the distance. It was like a draw at the British Open. And it's through for a minor score in the end. He's a lively type, Sean Driscoll. Lavington 6-9-45. Yarrawonga 15-12-102 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. Late stages, third term for STY medals. Scott Montgomery for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
Old Ned Pendergast just trying to dance around the man on the mark. Got himself in a bit of trouble, but ends up kicking it to the centre circle, and bang, away it goes. Got men out the back here, Williams, but they couldn't quite get onto it, Yarra. Now they will. No, umpire blew the whistle as Matty Casey pulled it out.
Mauled there by
Lockie Howe. Not someone you want to get tackled by, I don't reckon.
And Sam Hopper doesn't have a huge frame. It's a little bit like Pandas, I reckon. Sammy Hopper.
Oh, he's a bit bigger than Panda as the ball goes up. Lockie Howe gets another tap, but Driscoll gets to it and he's going to get pinged for holding the ball here. Great tackle from Mickey Gibbons. So didn't quite dispose of it correctly, and Gibbo will get the free kick in the centre circle.
It's a funny one. That was borderline for a dangerous tackle.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing, guys. With what you're seeing in the AFL right now, I thought for sure that was going to be a slam into the ground.
And of course, he got suspended a couple of weeks ago, Gibbo against Albury. So the ball now gets moved sideways towards Ryan Bruce. He's been good today, Ryan. Just done what he needs to do as a back flanker. Rolls around, kicks it inside 50 towards that man Williams. Been a bit quiet. The Jono Spinners fought his way back into this game well. Urquhart runs onto the footy and a great tackle applied by Macahallows. Now Umpire will ball it up in the forward pocket here for Yarrawonga, about 30 away from goal.
Yeah, really good play there by Yarrawonga to push that ball forward. And Mark Wiley, he's up to the 5 touches this quarter, 20 for the game. And Michael Gibbons, he's running out this game really, really well. He's up to 21 for the game.
Ewan McKinlay in his own defensive pocket.
Had 6 touches this quarter, Ewan McKinlay.
He's tried hard. Kick wasn't great though, and the Pigeons go back inside forward 50, and it's landed in the arms of Mark Wiley, the former coach, who will line up 40 metres out on a pretty, not much of a tight angle at all, and this will be Yarrawonga's 16th if he puts this one through, Mont.
The way they've been able to find pockets of space on transition here, Yarrawonga, just shows their work rate. Once the ball turns over, they just switch straight in that attacking gear, and Lavington's defence has probably been a little bit slow and not quite quick enough, and that's why they've had so many shots on goal and marks inside 50 today.
So Mark Wiley hasn't yet joined the party with a major. He has now.
Loves it.
He loves it, does Mark Wiley. He's having a wonderful season. Yarrawonga go to 108, Lavington 45 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. This is some midfield dominance. Dan Vaccaro on the 40-minute stat sheet.
Yeah, one of the best midfield performances I've seen this year, boys. And not only that, their ability to get it forward and get marks forward as well. So they've had 50 inside 50s, and they've taken 20 marks inside 50 to Lavington. They've only had 22 inside 50. So I even would go out on a limb and say the scoreboard doesn't even do it justice, because Yarrawonga have absolutely mauled Lavington today.
And that scoreboard reads 16-12, 108, Lavington 6-9, 45. And that's, of course, thanks to Harvey Norman betting. This ball goes up in the middle. Tommy Hargrave picks it up cleanly, gets it on the boot quickly. Rush kick. Nick Irvine comes out, gives it a punch. Newton tries to take on the tackle, gets a handball out. Coburn swoops for Yarrawonga, turns it over but to O'Brien. O'Brien just feeds a handball to no one. Ryan Bruce is there again for Yarrawonga, but there's that man, Dar Smith, been great today. Runs around, kicks it inside 50 for Lavington towards Macahallows. Good spoil there from Urquhart. Falls away of Robinson for Yarrawonga. Urquhart back to Robinson. Robinson now on true centre wing, kicks it forward towards Casey. Been a great target today. Casey falls towards Gibbons. Gibbons lays a tackle and the ball falls to Butler. Yates now for Lavington gets tackled, and I think he's going to be pinged, and he is, but the siren goes. And what a quarter again from Yarrawonga. They have absolutely blown Lavington out of the water in that third quarter. 16-12, 108, 6-9, 45. That is a 63-point lead at three-quarter time. We'll be back after this break to analyse exactly what happened and, of course, our quarter's best on O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Clear.
Thank you.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
To the way of the Pigeons, the margin was 37 at quarter time. It was 36 at half time, and that one blew out Dan Vaccaro for Optus quarters best.
Yeah, absolutely. It blew out, boys. And the reason why it blew out was 23 inside 50s for the game to Yarrawonga's 50, so less than half the inside 50s. You're not going to beat too many teams with that. Optus quarters best. It's really hard to go past Will Wheeler again for mine. He had 8 touches that quarter, and Cam Wilson as well. He had 6 touches and he kicked a goal that quarter, so he was fantastic. And for Lavington, again, there's not really much. Jake O'Brien was okay. Ewan McKinlay was better that quarter as well, but Tom Hargrave was their best. He had 9 that quarter to bring his total to 15 for the day.
Yeah, he's been really quiet from Tommy Hargrave's standards for a little bit this year, I reckon, and I think he's going to want to stand up here in this last quarter because if they get blown right away here, it's just not a good look for him.
They've got to win the quarter. That's their goal, and that's what Schneider's be telling these guys.
Sky Burgess is down on the boundary for Watters. She was at the Yarrawonga Pigeons huddle. We'll wait for Sky to get back to the boundary boxes down here to give us a bit of a wrap-up from Stevie J's quarter-time address. 16-12, 108 Yarrawonga over Lavington, 6-9-45. Sky Burgess is ready down there on the boundary for Watters. Stevie J would have been pretty happy indeed.
He was. I did go into the Yarrawonga huddle, and as you can imagine, Stevie J was absolutely happy. He did not have a whole lot to say, which is, you can imagine, when they're absolutely dominating. He did sing praise to Lockie Howe, so that might, that's another point to him in the MVP, boys. But he did just speak about that he was really happy with their communication. He said you can hear them, you can see that they're rattling Labby, so he was just really happy with them. And then he just literally finished by saying, it's up to you what you want to do. So let's see what Yarrawonga come out with.
Quickly around the grounds, guys. No live scoring between Myrtleford and Wodonga. Chasing a score there. Wangaratta down to 17 men, we believe, against Albury. Trailing Albury 13-9. 87, and North Albury 11-9-75 lead the Raiders 5-7-37. Three-quarter time scores, Monty.
Yeah, well, all games are starting to blow out a little bit, and that one at Albury, we can see with 17 men, that's going to probably keep going that way in this last quarter.
Makes my scoreboard point of all games will be under 5 goals. Pretty
really
silly,
good.
doesn't
Great
it, Monty?
question, wasn't it? I actually scoffed. I think I scoffed at that one. You read it out, Panda. But let's get the fourth quarter underway here at Lavington Sports Ground. Thanks to APCO Wangaratta,
Don't ask
the best
Dan for any
service
stats. He's
station
watching the other game.
in the world. As the ball gets one down and Glanville kicks it out of the air and straight on the chest of Butler. Good move here. Get him forward. Gives a handball quickly to Hallows on the run. Pops it out in front of Charlie Sanson. Great grab. Charlie Sanson. What a start from Lavington. The kick out of the air and Butler forward was just in front. First to move. Got it moving to a runner. And Charlie Sanson, I'll tell you what, if that's what his hands look like, let's keep him in the seniors for a bit longer.
Yeah, great mark there by Charlie Sanson. And that is only their third mark inside forward 50 today for Lavy. You can see where it's gone wrong.
And Sanson.
Wheeler's been grappled down there. Aiden Cook in there. Charlie Sanson applies a good tackle, and he's stung holding the ball. Well done, young Charlie Sanson. He'll line back up for the Panthers. 30 metres out directly in front, Mont.
Yeah, Cole Tyson just tried to take the tackle on a little bit. Thought he probably had enough momentum to get through the tackle. But Charlie Sanson stood tall and laid the shoulder in. So I like to see that from the young players. They can apply pressure like that and have shots on goal. It's something that might just give them a little glimmer of hope in this last quarter, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. And great little start here to the quarter for Lavington. They've gone inside forward 50 twice, and they've had the one mark inside 50. So if they can finish off on a positive note and win the quarter, that'd be huge for them. Percentage
is going to be so important for Wodonga and for Lavington. So any goal here is super important in the context of the whole season. And he's missed.
Story of their year, boys.
6-11-47. Set shot 30 out from Sanson. That's the Panthers. Yarrawonga 16-12, 108 on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard. We've played 2 and a bit minutes on the Macca's time clock. And Monty, as I said, might come down to 1 or 2%, so every single goal is vital.
Panda, I don't reckon it will because I think they're done. As the ball gets kicked long by Pendergast, ball gets spoiled forward, ball fall back inside 50 for Lavington, gets to Sanson again. He's started this quarter really well. Tries to pick up the footy, just takes a mark, and he's got the overlap runner, and away they go through Mickey Gibbons.
So Gibbons, was he able to mark? Butler almost gave away a free for front on contact, and then Gibbons almost gave away a high free kick. The umpire's letting it go today. At least they're consistent. Wiley flicks a hand pass out the back to Irvine. Irvine finds Coburn. Not much at half forward, so he keeps it short. Robinson on the half volley. Hand passes out to Wiley. He's always on the move, his mark, and he always finds a target as well. This one's Gibbons. His numbers, please, Dan Vaccaro.
Michael Gibbons has had 22. This will be his 23rd.
Kicks into the pocket. Williams comes late, crunches the contest. Down there's Fothergill as well. On hands and knees, Williams. Wilson copped a high one. And he's going to line up Cam Wilson for the
they
Pigeons.
didn't
Crossed his arms. That's a
Did he?
ball up. Yeah.
I need to probably give back Robbie McKinlay's binoculars. So it's a...
I don't reckon that was you, Panda. I reckon that might have been a mistake from somewhere else.
Okay, alrighty. So it's not a free kick. Either way, a clearing kick from the Panthers has found its way into the arms of Willie Wheeler, and he will line up from 45 out in a slight angle.
Distance might be the issue. As he's passed.
Yeah, passes it off into the pocket, and in the end, Cam Wilson does get on the end of it. He marks in the pocket. Not sure how he was allowed that much space. Monty?
Well, I did see, I think it was Andrew Yates who might have tackled him high, and they were mouthing at each other as Cam ran out that far side, and Cam just kept working a bit harder than young Yatesy. So that's just a class player who knows how to find space and probably knew that Wheeler was outside his distance. So very smart play by both of them there.
Wonder if Cam's ever kicked 5 goals.
I reckon he would have somewhere.
Yeah, maybe in juniors or reserves or something. He hasn't played too much of that. Cam Wilson has kicked 5 goals from the midfield. What a performance from Cam Wilson. What a performance from the Pigeons. 114 plays, 47 on the work locker Wangaratta. My friend?
I'm watching both, boys. I'm very good at multitasking here. So 20 disposals for Cam Wilson this game, and he's kicked the 5 goals as well. What a performance by him. And it's going to be tough doing the MVP votes, Mont.
Nah, I think it's not now, Dan. I think there's 3 right there.
I think so as well. What do you reckon, Skybo?
That goal locked it in, I reckon. He's just put him in front.
Yeah, righto. Lockie Howe plays tennis, apparently.
Tennis!
When a man cracks the sads, there's no one does it quite like Dan Vaccaro.
Dan's one of the best. There's Lockie Howe, won another tap, got it down to that Wiley. Wiley found that man who skied. He said got 3 votes today, wrapped up. Kicks it inside 50, Cameron Wilson, but it's a poor kick. And it finds Macahallow's chest for Lavington, and he plays on quickly, gets it out in front of Jake O'Brien on true centre wing. Ryan Bruce, but come across, and that is as deliberate as they come. And is he going to pay? No, he's not going to ping him here because we don't play that, but that's still deliberate. Should be paid.
Every now and then
they don't know, do you?
Every now and then they play.
Every now and then.
There's a difference between deliberate and insufficient intent, and that one was more deliberate, I would have thought. But we're going to have a boundary throw in on centre wing on the far velodrome side, and Panda take it away for the old Town and Country Tavern.
And of course, fourth quarter for APCO Wangaratta. If you're in and around the Wangaratta region, I know a couple of Albury Tigers people will be looking for a feed. There's only one place to go, and that's APCO.
Best in the world.
Best in the world.
Best in the planet, apparently.
They are Galaxy, I think Luke Francis referred it to.
Well, he's right.
So there's a free kick on the velodrome side wing here to Charlie Nick Newton in the bright green boots out there. Sort of a mix between, they're like a fluoro greeny yellow, aren't they?
They're a bit of an odd one, aren't they?
So Newton, geez, he kicks the ball beautifully, kicks it inside forward 50. Driscoll tried to claim the mark. He pops the hand over to O'Brien, who hand passes it back into the goal square, and Ironspawn marks and runs it over for a minor score.
And just quickly for around the grounds for 40 winks, Mert 30, Dogs 87.
Alrighty, so I reckon the final five is tied up almost. Monty?
Done.
Oh, you're calling it now?
Yes,
I think so.
Righto.
Yes, because they'll be given 3 games clear, I think, isn't it? Or something about 20%. So
we'll do a bit of calculation at the final siren here, eh?
Let's do that. But I'm calling it done. As we're going to have a boundary throw in here. It's starting to just wind down this game.
What's everyone doing after this?
Lead. Yeah, don't know.
Depending on the last 10 minutes of this game, I'm watching the replay, but Richmond are 11 points down now. So.
Glenville kicks it inside 50. Lovell at ground level gets it to a teammate in Bruce for Yarrawonga as he clears 50. Darcy Smith uses his pace, but it gets a poor bounce, and it falls away of that man, Voldemort, in Jared Hatton. Kicks it out in front of Fothergill again, another poor bounce, and the net cuts it off and goes back through the middle and finds a teammate in Glanville for Lavington Panthers.
Switches the footy to the broadcast side. Hansen took a really good mark, plays on and steadies. That is a wonderful finish from Joe Hansen. That is his second goal today. That's a steal line goal today, contender as well. A wonderful finish. He steadied from 45 and kicked a beautiful drop punt, Dan.
Yeah, beautiful finish there by Lavy, and they're doing exactly what Schneids would have wanted them to do, win the quarter, get some respect back, and maybe fix that percentage a little bit, even though you blokes reckon the top 5 is set.
No, it's open. I've changed my mind.
What, from 1 goal?
Yep.
Yeah, you do spin a bit that way, don't you? Just the breeze changes, I'll change my decision. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. But what a finish from Joey Hansen. That's what you like to see from a classy finisher. They've just got to get the ball in his hand a little bit more. I think they've got to find a way to generate that, whether it's maybe getting him to half forward a little bit more, because he's such a classy finisher, and we saw that a lot when he was at Cora Rutherglen as their captain. Ball gets thrown up again here. Howe versus Driscoll. Driscoll give him that one. Goes to McKinlay, gets a handball out in front, but Ironspawn's first there for Yarrawonga. Gets it back over the top to a teammate in Irvine, but it's a poor handball and it's gone to ground. We're going to have a ball up 60 metres away from Lavington's goal. If we have a look at the scoreboard, it's 17-12, 114. Lavington 7-12, 54. So a 60-point lead here for Yarrawonga on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard. And we've gone 9 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
As Hargrave goes inside forward 50. Sanson out in front takes a beautiful Mawson's concrete mark of the day. That was in front of Lovell. He showed a few signs in this last quarter, young Charlie Sanson. He'll line up from 40 out in a pretty tight angle, almost where he had a set shot earlier this quarter, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. It's his second strong mark inside 50, and he also laid a really good tackle. So this will be his third shot at goal. He's got to go back and just clear his head and just think he's got to put it through like I do at training, because I think he probably gets inside his own head a little bit, Charlie. So just go back and back yourself in here, kid.
So Charlie Sanson kicked a lot of goals in the reserves this year, and he's earned his spot. Lavington leading the reserves competition. Beautiful drop punt. That's through for his first goal today. That's a wonderful finish from young Charlie Sanson. Lavington get their 8th on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. 60 plays 114. The Pigeons still lead. They've been dominant in this one, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, there's no doubt the game's over, but Lavington are really gaining back some respect here. They've gone inside forward 57 times. They have taken 2 marks inside 50 as well, which is the same amount they've taken all game. So a really impressive last quarter here by Lavington. Yarrawonga, they've only gone inside forward 50 twice this quarter as well. So a really good quarter for Lavy.
It's good to see Cam Wilson. I know we've spoken to him a bit today, but he hasn't played that dominant midfield role like we've seen all year once Gibbons went out of the side early, and he hasn't cracked the sads and just gone and sat at half forward and not gone near it. He's really worked his bum off and has been rewarded with it.
Well, you look at him and Nick Fothergill's output for this team, and the fact that they can have so much impact at half forward is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. As the ball gets kicked forward again, Coburn dropped the chest mark. Oh, Connor Willis been pretty handy today, I reckon. Willis goes back through the middle. Great kick to Cook, who takes a really good strong grab in front of Tyson. Rolls around straight away through the centre of the ground. Kicks it inside 50. Out in front of Sanson. Jeez, he started this quarter really well, Charlie Sanson. Takes another mark. That's his third inside 50 for this fourth quarter.
It's a beautiful kick, wasn't it, there from, I think, Cook, who marked it at half forward and 50.
So this will be his second goal. Straight through the middle.
54. It must have been for back chat of some sorts, but what are you back chatting for?
It's either, or did Ironspawn just walk through the mark?
I think Ironspawn might have walked through the mark is what I saw.
Yeah, that's what I thought. With the way Lovell's just not letting him know about it now. So anyway, we'll see what happens as Tyler Lovell comes off. But Charlie Sanson started really well. He's kicked 2-2 in this quarter. He's been just a presence down there. So to start this quarter, as it's gone 11 and a half minutes on the Macca's time clock, the scoreboard reads 17-12, 114 to 9-12, 66. That's a massive lead for Yarrawonga on the work. Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. His fourth quarter action is thanks to APCO Wangaratta, the best service station in the world.
Last 3 goals for Lavington. All games starting to blow out here at the minute, though, in round 14. As I said, makes my scorecard question not great. Albury leave Wangaratta by 54 points. North Albury are 60 up against the Raiders, and Wodonga are home and hosed against Myrtleford by 10 goals as well. So maybe not a close round as the Yarrawonga Pigeons go back inside forward 50. Fothergill tied up in the pocket. He's in a dangerous old position here. Kicks it to the top of the goal square, and floating down there and taking an intercept mark for the Panthers is Jack Driscoll, who's worked really hard today. He's come up against a very informed ruckman at the wrong time of the year, probably, Monty, and got a bit of a lesson.
Yeah, absolutely. And we would have not have been expecting that. He would have probably prepped himself all week to play key forward, and he's had to ruck nearly the whole day. So as the kick come down to centre wing, Wiley, how clean has he been today? Gave it to Bruce. Bruce's kick smothered. McKinlay gets on the run, says, catch me if you can, boys, and they can't. He gets a kick in front of Butler. Butler takes it on the chest, about 70 away from goal. Wants to go quickly. They're moving the ball much better in this quarter, Lavington. It's a poor kick from Butler. Just sat up, and Irvine just comes across and chops it off. Takes it out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in 75 away from Lavington's goal on this near side as we go to the boundary for Sky. Anything interesting happening down there? Because it's been a bit of a fizz of this game in the end.
Yeah, it is very quiet down here, which is what you would expect with such a margin. I am really impressed with Lavington, though. They have not given up or dropped their heads at all.
So it comes out here to Matt Casey, working hard in defence. Kicks down the broadcast wing. Oh, with courage, Glanville. You could see it from a mile away. Did not take his eye off the ball. Running back into the contest, and look at him charge back up as well. That was very brave. Almost silly as a net at ground level. Robinson as well. Gibbons knew the contact was coming from Willis, and he just rode the tackle right in front of Sky Burgess. They will ball it up right on our broadcast wing.
They gave each other a little tap then, just like, yep, good job. I've never seen that in opposition.
So, good man, Gibbo, isn't he? He's always congratulates people who do something well. Ball comes out, and Wheeler's going to get the clearance. No, he gets tackled straight away by Tommy Hargrave, who gets it on the boot, goes through the middle of the ground. Oh, great roving there from Ryan Bruce. Gives a handball to Lawrence, gives it back now to Morey. Not sure about that haircut, but it's making it easy to stand out with the gloomy conditions.
I like it.
Well, I don't mind it, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Did you guys see the comment on the Facebook post?
Ball goes inside 50 now, and Nick Fothergill takes a mark on the lead. It was great use from Jared Hatton and Geordie Urquhart around the top of the 50 there. And Nick Fothergill, again, just that work rate has got him another set shot on goal.
It just may as well be you, me, and Sky, guys. Look at
Dan.
Eyes fixed firmly on his little device.
It's getting very tight here, boys.
It's not, is it?
84 to 95.
Oh.
5 minutes to go.
Wow, if they choke from there, it's just because of your barracking back here.
Talking about Richmond and Hawthorn, of course.
As Nick Fothergill gets on the move.
Oh, Fothers. I'll put him down. Good on you, Fothers.
Oh, Fothergill on the boot now. And he's not sure about that one. And, yeah, not great kick. Yeah, he normally finishes those. Normally a bit classier. So he's hit the post from a 25 metres
what
out.
You're saying.
Oh, well, he wasn't happy with it off the boot. No. That's what I was looking at, his reaction. So another point to Yarrawonga on the work locker scoreboard. Takes him to 17-13, 115. Lavington 9-12, 66.
As Dan said before, Schneider's message at three-quarter time would have been win the quarter. They've kicked 3-1, the Panthers. Not a great exiting kick out of defence. We've got a ball up right on the paint of 50 in front of Yarrawonga's goals. Scott Montgomery, Dan Vaccaro, Pandaress got with you, and Sky Burgess for the Old Town and Country Tavern. Fourth quarter action here on 3N's O&M Live as well for Apco Wangaratta. Willis, they chain across half-back with handballs beautifully. Here's Nick Newton under a lot of pressure there from Cam Wilson, still working his bum off late into the last quarter. A wayward hand pass there from the Pigeons. It's picked up by Yatesy for Lavington. Jams it on the boot. It spills out to half forward. Darcy Smith has some serious wheels. Tries to tap it over his head towards Hatton. And Gibbons just calmly kicks it back to Einspawn at half back for the Pigeons.
I feel like they have, absolutely, and I feel like they've done the opposite to what we said about Michael Gibbons. Is they're actually trying to get him to run out the game, and he's been really good this last quarter. He's up to 5 touches, 26 for the game.
Well, he was smart there. He didn't want to take Darcy Smith on, did he? Because he knew if he had to get into top gear this late in the game, might do a bit of damage. But that kick there from Logan Morey, not great. Cut off by McKinlay. McKinlay plays on straight away, gets it back inside 50 for the Panthers and hits Driscoll on the chest. He's about 50 out, right on his range, goes short. Tommy Hargrave takes a mark inside 50, and he'll have to set sail from about 50 metres out, I reckon, if he's to get the distance.
The one thing I've been really impressed with this quarter is they've managed to take 5 marks inside 50 from their 9 entries, and that's more. They've taken 2 up to the game leading up to this quarter, so that's huge improvement there from Lovey in 1 quarter.
Disappointing thing, where was this in the first 2.5 quarters, boys? Because you can do it now, you can do it all day, I think, but it just doesn't mean anything now because the game's well and truly over. As Hargrave sets sail, and it's not going to make the distance. It's going to sit up there. There'll be a contest about 10 out from goal, and he just bounces through for a behind from Tommy. There's another one to Lavington. It takes him to 67. Yarrawonga 1:15 on the work. Locker Wangaratta scoreboard, and we've gone 17 minutes on the McDonald's time clock.
We have indeed. I hope you've enjoyed 3N's O&M Live today. Probably not the contest we're after, but a very impressive performance from Yarrawonga. It's blew Lavington out of the water, and now we start thinking about what is player of the day. We start thinking about Ultimate Fastener MVP
I've already got the MVPs.
Right.
You're supposed to talk to Sky about that.
Yeah.
One-man team, apparently.
No, I want Sky to get on, I'm going to be honest.
Right. John Newcomb, James Wolf.
Jeez, I hope they get done.
Shut up. Out the back of the contest here. Well done there from Einspawn. Did all the hard work to get through traffic, and his kick was a mongrel about 10 metres. Got it back in a 1v2 here with Gibbons. Popped it over the top to Fothergill, who rugby threw that one to Robinson. Robinson, quick kick back on the 45, finds Urquhart. Almost kicked into the back of Willis there. He kicks to true centre half forward. This is Timmy Lawrence back into the side today. Inside the centre square. Kicks 1-on-1 Williams. 2 strong marks in front of Spina. He could have been stung for a hold, or he's taken the mark anyway, Monty, directly in front.
What can you do there? It was a great kick, wasn't it?
Bloody
he just
nothing.
Sat it just 5 metres out in front, and he just stuck his big behind back there, Lee Williams, and said, get around me if you can, Jono. And Jono couldn't because it was just too good. That's forward craft at its best there from a key forward.
And here's Voldemort coming off for a rest.
Voldemort.
He can't breathe.
He can't breathe.
Yeah, he just said that too, I
Give
reckon.
me a snorkel. So Lee Williams will line up for goal number 5. Directly in front. Shelling piece for Lee. Yarrawonga get their 18th goal. They got a 121. Lavington 67 on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. A high 5 goals for Lee Williams. 5 for Cam Wilson. Domination for the Pigeons.
He had a really good first half, Lee Williams, but it's just amazing that a player who doesn't look like he's absolutely dominated today has still managed to kick 5 goals, which is just an unbelievable effort for an unbelievable player. He's the best forward in the league for mine, and he's going to win the Doug Strang this year, boys.
Dustin Martin just kick a goal, did he, Dan?
Nope.
No, okay, I was watching the wrong game. Dang it.
What game were you watching?
I thought I just saw something. Carry on, you blokes.
Oh, wow, that's a shocker from you,
Oh, well, maybe. Actually, maybe. It's delayed.
Oh, no. That's a ball. Well, let's get back to this one. Lavington, Billy Glanville gets the clearance, kicks it inside 50. It's a high up and under. Ball comes to ground. Charlie Sanson makes a contest. Butler gets in there as well, and they're going to wrap it up. No, ball pops out now. Irvine extracted it. Ball flops over the top to McKinlay. McKinlay for Lavington gives a handball. Misses the target, and it was Cook. Cook gets the ball now, and falls to Wiley, and Wiley will get the relieving kick for Yarrawonga. Comes out towards centre wing. Spinner leads the race back. Willis is there to help. Ball still drifting around. Looks like Jono Spinner may have done a hamstring. Urquhart gets it for Yarrawonga. Gets it on the boot quickly towards Fothergill. Fothergill quick hands over the top towards Williams. Back towards Fothergill now. Gets tackled straight away by Chris Annette, and that's a great tackle, and you're going to be stung then, Nick Fothergill. Free kick to Lavington Panthers, and Jono Spinner in a lot of trouble there holding that hamstring. he's a man that's had a lot of hamstring issues in the past.
Sky Burgess, he can hardly walk down there for Waters.
Yeah, he is in all sorts. He did not let go of that hammy when he was on the ground, and he's just limping off now. He looks to be in a lot of pain.
Cam Wilson has been absolutely crunched in the process as well, and he's won a free kick. That was against Aiden Cook.
22 disposals for Cam Wilson today, 5 goals.
So Urquhart goes really short here, finds Matt Casey. He's probably 56 metres out. He's got a lot of options inboard, called to play on. Cook tackled him from behind. Casey slipped the slipper into it. Out the back for the Gill. Has he given away a free kick?
He said he's holding the man, so just when he might have put his arms around him to get in front there.
He took the mark. He did all the hard work, but he gave away the free kick. This one's done and dusted here at the Lavington Sports Ground. Has been for 3 quarters. Yarrawonga 18-13, 121. Lavington 9-13, 67 on our work. Yarrawonga out of scoreboard. Monty, we played 21 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
And Macahellos gets a handball out to Billy Glanville. Glanville gets it on the boot pretty quick, and Driscoll's worked very hard to get out in front of Wiley. Wants to keep going with it. They've got a bit of space inside 50 at the moment, Lavington, but he's been held up. Yarrawonga defence has worked very hard to get back in numbers. Driscoll moves it on, just kicks it up and under. There's all Yarrawonga players, and Matt Casey takes an uncontested mark. Inside defensive 50 is Dan Vaccaro. Throws a pen in the commentary box. I had to duck and weave there.
That's because Liam Baker's just put Richmond in front by a point with a minute to go.
Oh, go the Tigers. As Macahellos flies for a mark. Doesn't quite take it, but gets it on the boot with a beautiful torpedo inside 50. Punch over the back. Darcy Smith, can he get a boot to it? No. Punch through. The 40-wing stats have stopped at the 21-minute mark of this last quarter.
They're dead.
But the Yarrawonga Pigeons and Lavington haven't stopped. It's 121-68. Yarrawonga's favour on the work. Yarrawonga out of scoreboard. Banner, take it away for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
It's all right, Dan. You're not the only one to have thrown a pen in this room as well. A certain someone may have done the same thing last year as Lovell hand passes it to Will Robinson. Robinson kicks to centre wing. Urquhart marks for the Pigeons. He's got Lee Williams into a pocket of space. Williams marks 40 metres out, tight in the pocket. And he can go back for goal number 6, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, he can. And what a great mark there by Lee Williams. That's their 5th mark this quarter for 7 inside 50s.
So Lee Williams may have the Doug Strang medal wrapped up now, because Cal Moore, we believe, might be down with an injury. And he's kicked 5 goals, has Lee Williams. Oh, he will line up from 35 metres out. Geez, kicked the ball beautifully today, has Lee Williams. I've got him down for 6 goals
I've got
straight,
him down
Monty.
For 6 straight too, and that's not
one
something
out in the
he's known
full.
for.
I reckon one out in the full, that's about it. So no blemishes on the sheet for Lee Williams. 6 goals straight. Cam Wilson's got 5. The Pigeons, they are dominating still late into this game. 19-13, 127. The margin's at 59 over Lavington. 9-14, 68. 23 played in the Macca's time clock. Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, great finish there by Lee Williams as well, boys, and it looks all over here at the G as well. So that is a very disappointing end.
That is the best. You said finals banned about half an hour ago.
Oh, please.
As Driscoll just kicks it out of the air here back at Lavington Panthers Oval. And Irvine for Yarrawonga intercepts. Kicks the ball out in front of Robinson and Yates. Yates, they both go to ground. Robinson takes the ball, gives a handball to Fothergill. Fothergill gets rid of a net with a little shove. Ball goes inside 50 towards Urquhart. Willis, great spoil, falls to Yates for Lavington. Gets a handball over to a teammate in... There's a bit of an injury down behind play. Sorry, boys. I just got distracted by that. As we see, there's going to be a ball up. Is that young Connor Willis?
Connor Willis.
Yeah, on the ground. That's not what you want to see for a Bushy's kid.
A few starting to go down late here,
absolutely. It's not great. Sorry, that's why I got distracted, everyone. But Bushy's teammate, Nick Newton, will get a free kick on centre wing. And it's not a great kick. Finds Willie Wheeler, who was standing the mark. But Willis has miraculous recovery.
Miraculous recovery as soon as the pill's there. Oh, dearie me.
I thought he was shot at one stage. But anyway, he's taken a mark. Laid the kick, and now I think you might try and get him off here.
Just quickly around the grounds too, all over McNamara Reserve, 87-49 in favour of Wodonga Bulldogs as well.
Starting to lose our way a little bit here on 3N's O&M Live.
We've
just hung on for as long as we can. Of course, this one was over at quarter time. I think we've done a pretty good job of trying to make this one sound interesting, half interesting. Oh, well, that's up to the audience. 19-13.
They're still listening, that is.
Who knows? 19-13, 127 Yarrawonga. Lavington 9-14, 68. 25 minutes played on the Macca's time clock. Wonder how Brady Anderson and the crew are going at APCO Wangaratta. Make sure they have
He'll be
that.
flat today.
He will be.
You'll get that tonight, Panda, on the way back.
Absolutely, I will.
Burger with a lot.
Yep, a couple of potato cakes as well. Dim Sims.
Dimmies.
Here's Annette, swoops on the ball. He's got Sanson at half forward. He tries to just pop it into the space
They've got
here
numbers everywhere.
for Ewan McKinlay. Ball wouldn't sit for him. He had Sanson at true centre half forward.
Joey
running,
Hanson was about 5 metres behind him as well.
running inside 50, and they didn't go to any of those options. Boundary throw in. Inside attacking 50 here for Lavington. The call team's just holding on here. Monty, well,
We've still got a post-game to get through.
Exactly right. Dan Vaccaro's he shut up shop. Sky Burgess is the only one down there on the boundary.
She's frozen.
She's frozen with any sense.
It is getting very cold down here. I can confirm Michael Gibbons' shoelaces are undone, so that tells you about where the game is at.
As the ball gets kicked high by Smith, and Tommy Hargrave looked like the only player on the ground that wanted that footy as he takes a mark.
There it is.
And the siren puts Lavington out of their misery as Tommy Hargrave will just go back and try and convert for a little bit. He can walk off with a bit of a smile, but hasn't been a great day for Lavington as he just pops it through now, and he does not register a score. So final scores here, 19-13, 127 Yarrawonga. It's a 59-point victory, 9-14, 68 Lavington. So an absolutely fantastic result for Yarrawonga and a very disappointing one for Lavington Panda.
Indeed, 19 goals. They're the number one side for inside 50s. They're the number one side for marks inside 50 and the number one side for scores as well. And that was a dominating performance right from the first 3 or 4 minutes, Monty. If we go back to the first quarter, Williams goaled at the 4th minute. He goaled at the 6th minute. Frontfelder goaled at the 7th minute. I reckon that was probably when the game was done and dusted at that stage, and they went out to a 3-goal lead really early.
They did, and it was just all over by then, wasn't it? We thought Yarrawonga were prepped for Lavington to come out all guns blazing, but they were probably just that little bit off, that 5% off, and Yarrawonga were ready to go, and they just went bang like it was a final, and they were just so clean. Their ball use was really good. Lavington's ball use early was deplorable, nearly I'd call it. Panda, they kept turning the ball over at poor areas and just needed to be a lot better. And yeah, that's probably, they gave Yarrawonga repeat shots at goal through poor decision-making and poor skill execution in that first quarter. And there's the difference in the game. It ends up being a 59-point margin when it was 37 at quarter time. So they've pegged it back pretty well, and they won that last quarter, Lavington by 4 points. But I tell you what, Adam Snyder's got a bit of work to do to try and get this team rolling for the last 3 games of the year.
Absolutely, indeed. Full time at all the other games, we believe, in the SSNA, Ovens and Murray as well. Wodonga have defeated Myrtleford 12-11-83 over Myrtleford 7-7-49. So you'd say Wodonga are probably going to break that big, long finals drought. So well done to them. At the Birra League Park as well, it was a big win in North Albury in the end, 16-11-107. Pardon me, Mon. To the Raiders, 9-9-63. And
got excited saying
win.
That one, did you? Is that why you had
the voice is going? The voice is going a little bit. Holding on here. Aubrey with a big win over Wangaratta, 15-14-104 to Wangaratta, 8-8-56. And Sky Burgess is fishing around out there for our Waters Player of the Day as well.
She called it 5 minutes in the last quarter.
Yep, it's Cam Wilson. He was an absolute star. 5 goals, 20-odd disposals. He was fantastic.
I do. I've got him with me now, boys.
He's copping a heap of stick.
As they do every time. You pick the MVP, I reckon. Cam, today was impressive to watch as an outsider. You guys run, your ability to find space was just impressive. Like, how's the feeling along the boys? It looks pretty good amongst the group. Like, how are you all feeling?
Yeah, we just said to enjoy it. We had a game plan. We all stuck to it. I think the first quarter showed it. Stevie, drew up the game plan. We all just, bought in with it, I think.
The game plan, you talk about that. Was there anything in specific you can give us a little insider knowledge on what the game plan was for today?
Not really. Can't give too much away, I don't think. Sorry, boys. But just enjoy it. Obviously, we've got our ball tonight, so we just said we've got to tick this one off and, the rest will come.
That's good. Where's the ball being held tonight? At the club?
I think the RSL club and got to.
You'd probably want to know, Cam.
Yeah, I might just catch a ride back or something. Yeah.
Well done today, mate. You played absolutely amazing. Multiple goals. Very impressive. But I'll let you get in there and sing the song with the boys.
Thank you. Ta.
Cam Wilson, our Waters Player of the Day. He was an absolute star. And one thing he has done, he did a lot last year, I reckon, Monty. It became an underrated part of his game. He kicked goals. Yep. I reckon he kicked 15 goals last year for Cora Rutherglen. He had 13 goals coming into today. He's now got 18 goals, and how they're worth their weight in gold, aren't they? These midfielders who kick goals.
Absolutely, and he just works so much harder than everyone else on the ground. There's a few times where he was on the skinny side of the ground and he's worked out to the fat side and was able to find space because whether it was just his work rate blew the Lavington defender off or whether they just didn't want to work hard and just got lazy basically, not thinking it was going to get to him. But the way they use the footy around the top of the arc is unbelievable, and they just pierce holes through the Lavington defence. And when you're a small forward and able to find space and you've got blokes that can kick the footy to you, you're going to kick some goals. And he showed again today why he is one of the best midfielders. And up there, as Dan said, he's probably going to win the Morris medal, but there's probably a couple other blokes banging down the door, but he's been fantastic and going to be right there again. He's been top 3 before, so... And tell you what, the BNF at Yarrawonga is going to be ripping count this year too.
Yep. You can throw a blanket over 4 or 5 of them. Willie Wheeler's been outstanding all year. I think Mark Wiley will poll votes early, even though he missed with an injury, a calf injury. Cam Wilson, Lee Williams will poll votes as well. It's going to be a very interesting count. That's a good call from Monty. We're going to try and get the Yarrawonga Pigeons song if we can as well. Sky Burgess is into the rooms. We can hear below.
We normally struggle here with the concrete jungle.
Yes, I can hear that we're struggling a little bit now.
And we've lost it.
Well, you know what? We're probably just going to end this one as well. So a big win to the Yarrawonga Pigeons over the Lavington Panthers. They've just reset the scoreboard on me. For the Oz Kickers, I've got it as well.
You should be keeping track on that.
I am. Don't worry about me over there, Mr. Liam Baker. 19-13, 127 Yarrawonga over Lavington. 9-15-69. It was a 58-point win to the Pigeons. On O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Clear.
Oh, thank fuck.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flex flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.